It's for shits and giggles. Hey, by the way, John.
Yeah.
You want to call Keith? I think he slept again. I forgot we have a show.
Okay, I'll call him as soon as I get back from the door.
Keith is traveling, man.
I just think it's funny. He can remember to take his medicine, but he can't remember we've been doing this show for almost 5 years.
Dude, he's traveling.
Oh, is he traveling?
Yeah.
Oh,
His
well,
kid
fuck
is
him
getting
then.
married.
Oh, yeah, all right. I guess it's a good excuse.
It's time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gerry.
That's right. It's not Gerry. Thank you, Tom. It is TGIF, and we are so happy to be here that we've made it through another week. But you know who isn't? David Soul passed away today. The original Hutch, Starsky and Hutch, man. The original TV film, the mini-series, but film, Salem's Lot, man. Great actor, great singer. Don't Give Up Us, Baby, man. That was a top 40 hit. He wrote back in the 70s, trying to save his marriage after he got drunk and beat her. And, or got physical. I'm not going to say beat her, but got physical with her. And didn't work. But, oh shit, we lost Luke. Luke!
No.
Yeah, I know. So our guests today were Luke and HOJO.
Yeah, I'll be back.
I'm sure Luke will be back. He's probably having some connection issues. So we're going to be talking to these guys about their individual projects. But what I really love about these two is that they work on a little website, and Luke is the founder, right?
Yeah. Him and another guy named Todd.
Yeah, they created fundmycomic.com, which is, in my opinion, a response to the bullshit that's come down from sites like Indiegogo and Kickstarter, where they have defunded people because they didn't like their politics. Mm-hmm. And you guys don't do that shit.
No, we're pretty apolitical. And I mean, I'm not employed by the website. I'm just an admin. But it really started with Luke. Like he got tired of exactly what you just said, and he was going to crowdfund from his own website. This was before Eric July came aboard, on the scene. Michael Bancroft had toyed with the idea. So he got to talking about it, and he was like, you know what? He saw people getting shadow banned. Like you can go and just, you search for the campaign on Indiegogo. It's not there. You have to get a direct link to go there. They're just suppressing people, and for what? For saying that they don't agree with something. So,
or having an opinion,
or having an opinion, yeah. And then you get in touch with these people, and no one will get back to you. They don't care. It's a very small slice of their revenue anyway. Indiegogo would rather focus on tech. Their algorithm's broken. Watch a guy named Isaac Bell. He breaks down the three. He brought up Fund My Comic at the end because it was new. He broke down all the crowdfunding websites. So Luke built this thing, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this for my friends. I'm gonna do this for the community. I'm gonna do this for people who just want to make books, but just happen to think differently, right? And so it started. He was like, I think I'm gonna do a website. I'm gonna create an LLC. I'm gonna do a crowdfunding website. I'm gonna build one. So he got with a proprietary software company. It took off quick. Like, I mean, once he sets his mind to something, like the dude, I'll let him tell you. He's told the story. He's probably tired of telling it, but
it's important though.
He got real sick with COVID, right?
Yeah.
Like he was in a coma. He literally died, and he came back.
Wow.
So he has a new perspective on things, and he just, he's so determined to get the use of his voice back, his hands back, and he's like, I'm gonna do this. He was a minister, and he's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm an artist, but I want to get back to people. I want to help people. It's just in his nature. It's just, he helps people. And so this thing just took off, and a lot of people took notice, and a lot of people just stood up and was like, you know what? Yeah. There are people that were like, I'm never going to go anywhere other than Indiegogo to back creators. And it just took on there are big creators on there now. Like we were discussing, Mike Barron's on there. John Malin did a project on there. Peter Samedi. Gary Martin's got his book on there. Kelsey Shannon. All of these just people who just believe in freedom. Like it's really what it is. Like Fund My Comic is really freedom. If you're an independent creator, it's freedom. You don't answer to anybody. Well, I answer to my wife, who's my financial advisor. And I answer to my backers, and I try to give them what they want. Like they liked issue 1, try to give them what they want with issue 2. Try to keep telling my story. But it's really freedom. Like you go there, you run a campaign. You don't have to worry about looking over your shoulder saying the wrong things, as long as it's nothing like illegal, and you're not putting any like porn on there.
Well, you have to look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Nobody else does.
Yeah, that's right.
That's because HOJO's paranoid. I kind of picked it up in our conversations. Like I'll say something to him, and he goes, "What do you mean we?
Who's we?
Who's we?
Who's we?"
So I mean, it's freedom. You go there, and it's not ideologically driven, or you have to bend the knee to the corporate overlord. It's just you want to make your dream come true. Come here.
Exactly. Now,
Mike Barron, go make it happen. You go do it.
Now, Mike Barron suggested that I put an Indiegogo up for the campaign. And I said, no, I'm going all in on Fund My Comic. Because I like what you're doing, and I cannot stand Indiegogo or Kickstarter. I can't stand them. I've run campaigns on them. Every campaign I've ever run was successful. This one's a little sluggish right now, but I chose to do it near the holidays, and I knew that was going to be harmful. You even said something.
You're preaching to the choir here, fellow.
Yeah, it's a rough time to try to crowdfund. It's the holidays.
I don't even need to get the whole $9,000 up front because I'm going to keep the storefront open. The printing comes later. I just need to make sure that I get $6,000 to cover for Richard Bonk, because you guys know who Richard Bonk is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. We've worked together previously on stuff, and this is a test, because once we are successful with this, we're moving on with several other books, including another book that he and I are already 50% done on, called I just forgot the name of my own book. It's a sci-fi military action thing. I like doing military stuff because I'm a military guy. And we drew half the book. I wrote it, he penciled it, and I inked it. And half of the book is done. We just got to do another 23 pages, and the book is completed. It'll be a 40-something page trade paperback graphic novel, however you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And I want to do that one here within the next few months because I want to keep Richard employed, because he's hitting that dry spell. We all do. When the economy sucks, artists suffer. Mm. And I don't want him to ever have to go back to what he did before when he managed a campsite. Yes. You ask him about that. It's funny. He managed a campsite in order to make ends meet when we had a tough time in the late 80s. I mean, in late 2000s. Mm. And the economy sucked. About 2008, just sucked.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. And of course, that was when I got laid off from my job, and I hit 50, and good luck getting hired as a graphic designer at over 50 when they can just hire younger people for half the price.
Right.
My career was over. So I focused completely, and thank God for IDW. They stepped up and helped me a lot before they went woke. And if you guys didn't know, I was hired in 2014 to be their new G.I. Joe cover artist. Oh, but cool. Andy Schmidt left IDW. He's the one who hired me. And he went to Hasbro to manage G.I. Joe and Transformers for Hasbro. And his marching orders that he left behind was This is Gerry. He's our new cover artist for G.I. Joe. We got him completely approved by Hasbro. They love his work. I didn't do a cover for them until 2022 when that guy that took his place left. He was a commie. He was a left-leaning commie, and he hated veterans and conservative people. So he would not even talk to me.
Wow.
And so I never got to work. And so I struggled for years. But I decided I wanted to do graphic novels. I don't like comic books to begin with. I would prefer to get my entire story in one sitting, not have to wait 30 days. You know what I'm talking about. Those of us that grew up on comics, you guys are comic fans, right? Actual comic fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. My love for comics ended in 1986 with the Secret Wars. When Marvel pulled that shit of making you buy shitty comics to get part of the story. Remember that?
Yeah, that was Secret Invasion is what did it in for me.
Yeah, I said that is Secret Invasion, Secret Wars.
2009,
I thought it was the same
2009
thing.
for me.
Okay, that was later then.
The Scroll
Secret
thing.
Wars was in 86, and oh my God, I got so fucking angry. Sorry for the language, but that's how I talk. Because I know you're a minister, Luke.
Well, was. I'm just a comic book guy now.
That's
I
it.
wouldn't mind if you cussed before either.
Well, fuck, then I'll do it.
Whatever makes you happy.
What have you done, Luke?
See what I've done. Oh no.
No.
You've opened the floodgates.
Never give me permission. Never invite me in as Dracula. So, but okay, let's get back to what started this, because you're back now. Hojo is kind of telling us the story, but let's get it from you. What, because I understood you got really sick with the coof.
I did, yeah. I got the old vid.
Yeah, and he was saying that you ended up in a coma, and it took you a while to recover.
Yeah, I was in the hospital for a total of 150 days. I was in the hospital.
Now, was it just
weeks.
the coof that did this, or did you get the injection and then get sick?
No, I just got sick.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in a coma for 5.5 weeks.
Medically induced or actual coma?
Medically induced. They had me vented. They finally woke me up. I was able to finally get off the vent after about almost 70 days. I had to relearn how to walk and talk and all that stuff. I mean, they originally told me that I had a 5% chance of making it. So when I woke up, I was pretty surprised. And then they told me that I wouldn't be able to breathe again on my own, and managed to pull that off. And they said I wouldn't walk again. I'm doing that. And oddly enough, through all this, I was afraid to start drawing again. I didn't, I was like, man, it's already taken so much, because it took music away from me completely. My vocal cords were damaged, and I had some paralysis in my vocal cord.
Well, they intubated you, and it does damage. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It was pretty rough, but I was able to draw like normal. Actually, a little bit better than I had previously. And when we came back, the church hadn't had a pastor for 5 months. We had somebody else that was filling the pulpit for us, but yeah, it was pretty rough. So we had to wind up dissolving the ministry. And when we were doing that, we kind of saw the writing on the wall. And I was like, well, I can't do a lot physically because I'm still in a wheelchair. At that time, I was in a wheelchair. I was still on oxygen 24/7. I couldn't be off of it. And I knew I needed to try to find some alternate ways of making ends meet. And right now, and the only way that was working was comics. So I was selling books, and I saw what was going on with everything, people getting shadow banned and stuff like that. And I was determined I was going to try to crowdfund on my own terms on my own website. And so I started looking at ways I could do that from, different platforms and stuff. And I wound up running across a company that does hosting and development. And they actually had a kind of a bare bones crowdfunding platform infrastructure they had built. And for a small fee, you can try it out. And so I tried it out, and it worked. It worked pretty well. And then as we started developing,
I know Vox Day tried doing it too.
Yeah, a lot of people have tried, I guess. But one of the things we realized was that it didn't just have to be for me. We could share it. And so I had a number of people encouraging me to, Luke, you should make it for everybody. We really need an alternative. And I just didn't want to deal with that, the legals and then people. I think a person is smart, but I think in general, in the masses, one dumb person will start talking, and then like the rest of us just seem to like, yeah, that sounds right. And and it just gets, I know, I'm like, I know I'm going to have that.
What you're talking about.
I'm like, I know I'm going to have that. I'm like, so I try to do a lot of one-on-one with people. I try not to try to explain the more complex stuff. When we're developing this, I didn't want to explain the complex stuff in tweets. I mean, you're not going to get it, because everyone's an expert and, well, I'll tell you about like, how many crowdfunding websites have you started? Tell me that, right? Remind me when I was sick. People was like, well, you should try this medicine. I go, yeah, what medical degree did you have again? Remind me of that. So I can fire my doctors and hire you, I guess. I mean, so I knew it was just going to be a hassle, but I didn't, so I wasn't planning on doing it. But there was a lot of, we prayed about it. Todd and I, my partner in that, we prayed about it. We thought about it a lot. And we didn't want it just to be an alternative for free speech, right? We wanted it to be an alternative for free speech, not just, like a clone of these other things. We wanted it to serve its own purpose, to give comic books and games a better shot of getting seen, to have tools that really benefit us as creators. Yeah. So,
and that's the other thing, because I do want to bring that up, is that you guys are creators as well, both of you. And part of what I wanted to talk about there, because HOJO, you said you could only stay for 30, 45 minutes, right?
Yeah, I got to go get the other one.
Oh, roger that.
Yeah.
So let's get into that right now. And we'll start with you, HOJO, because you're probably going to have to leave early.
Sure.
But another thing we're going to get into is all the shit that's coming down. Oh, look who just joined us. It's Keith. Time Manager 2006. Keith?
How is everybody?
Really
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. All right.
Now, Keith is our in-house comic guy, even though I know a lot of comics and I work in the industry. He knows a lot more than me about comics because, like I said, I quit reading in '86.
Right.
And the only comics I bought after '86 were like movie tie-in comics because they're collectible to me. But I wanted to get to what you guys do as independent creators now. And we'll step back into Fund My Comics and talk about where you're going with it and the state of the industry right now as far as indies go, because everybody saw the Screen Rant article that the comic industry, the top two are in great condition, making lots of money, which is a fucking lie. It's a lie. I mean, it's not even like close to true. It's absolutely, and I don't know if you guys saw Yellow Flash's video, and it was hilarious. Also, who else did the big one? Clownfish had a great video.
I saw a little Clownfish one.
So Clownfish is just the shit when they go after him, and they don't let him get away with anything. Screen Rant is one of the worst online zines I've ever seen. That's terrible editing, terrible writing, terrible coverage. It's just nothing but opinion pieces over and over again. Everything.
I think what Screen Rant did was about getting clicks. I think that shows you how bad their business is. They're having to resort to an obvious lie. You know, that's like someone getting in front of a camera and saying, you know, since the Civil War didn't end, well, obviously it did. Since World War II didn't end, obviously it did. You know, to make obvious lies, then it's pretty, it's pretty self-evident their business is not going very well, and that they resorted to just saying stuff just to get clicks, just to get talked about, because that's the only other thing I can.
Well, that's what We Got This Covered and Giant Freaking Robot is about. That, you know, I used to make fun of them. You'll like this one, Luke. I said, they got this big cork board with post-it notes of really crazy cover titles or stories, and they just stand 20 feet back and throw darts, and whatever they hit is the new story of the fucking day. The crazy headlines. The only accuracy they had is when they copied somebody else or would break down one of Mikey Sutton's articles. God rest his soul. We miss Mikey Sutton. One of his articles over on I just forgot the name of the site. Geekosity. Thanks, John. Ridiculous. But Screen Rant's just as bad. They really are. Articles are bad. And in fact, Clownfish thinks that it's AI written. It wasn't even written by a person.
Yeah, I do too.
And I looked at it, I'm like, it really doesn't look like it has a personal touch to it at all. And it's problematic at the times. But let's get into this, Hojo, because we'll get into your comic first. What is your comic, and what led you to working with Luke?
My comic is The Mythicals. It's a horror action mystery, and I mean, I just found Luke through another mutual. We were in a DM group, and I mean, he'd given me a lot of advice. I'm sure.
Is it that adult entertainment group? Because I'm in that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hojo did a little freelance writing for me.
Yeah.
He did a little freelance writing for me. He wrote me my 3 rules.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You wrote
my 3 rules, what are those?
They are why not? I don't care, and uncancelable.
Ooh, I like that, Hojo.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if you do that, they really can't do anything to you.
Yeah,
it's true, because they tried to cancel me 3 years ago, and they were like, "Did you say this?" I ended up being interviewed by the lady from NPR over what I said, because I kind of took a shit on Zack Snyder after he took a shit on the Geek Group, and I'm like, this coming from a guy whose daughter sadly committed suicide, but he raised her as I forgot what's that religion he was in.
Nihilistic.
Nihilist. You raise a child in nihilism.
Yeah, that's healthy.
They're not going to do well in this life, But somebody got pissed that I said that, and I'm like, hey, well, I did say that, and I said that, and I just said that. Oh my God, I just said a whole bunch of stuff. Who cares? And you can't cancel somebody who doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
So
right.
You created those 3 rules. I like that. But let's get back into your mythical.
Yeah, The Mythicals. It's I'll give you the pitch real quick. It's a horror action mystery that puts Nancy Moon with Level M, which is like a covert task force comprised of creatures and myth and legends, like kind of like a supernatural task force, like black item stuff, slush fund. Kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Wildcats with a little X-Files conspiracy. It's going to be 13 issues. They're floppies. Sorry, Gary.
Floppies.
You go 13 issues.
I'll take trade paperback when you get it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to split them up. Yeah, because I got little mini arcs along, but they all build upon the broader narrative. I've already plotted it out. 6 issues are already written. I'm on issue 2 right now. Inside, I launched issue 1 in late February of last year, and launched again in October.
Now, you're doing it every month or every other month? How are you doing?
Oh, good grief, no. After this, we're going to take a little bit of a break, get the band to go off and do some surfing, as it were, and clear our heads, and they're going to do other commissions. I'm going to come back and be working on issue 3. I got 2 other projects for other people coming out. I did something for Luke on a public domain anthology. I did The Son of Tarzan. That should be hitting people soon.
Very soon, yeah.
I know I introduced you to Richard Bonk. Did you guys come to a decision?
Yeah, we were talking. He thinks that little idea we were talking about, I let you in on. He thought it was a great idea, and I bounced a few ideas off of him. So well, we're getting there. That's once I get Mythicals 3 script ready, that project is going to be consuming a lot of my time. So that's why we're going to delay Mythicals 3 for a little bit.
I love helping my artist friends. It's one of the things I always do. And Richard's one of my best buddies, and I love helping him to find work.
Yeah. And all these people are great at what they do. And So friendly. Everybody's been very nice and gracious enough. Sometimes because I don't have a YouTube channel other than like I'm working on a few shorts somewhere. I do like I want to take like a what I call B-sides, like a random comic from my collection. Nothing important. Not the Secret Wars where he gets the black suit that everybody's read.
That's the only thing good that came from it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
something.
true,
You know, just
oh, come on, Luke. The whole thing. You're going to go into the thing with Tony, right?
No, I'm not going to. None of the things that you think. My very first comic was Secret Wars #4. That's what made me fall in love with comics. That's why I'm here today.
I'll start somewhere. Yep.
All right.
#4. That was my first.
I'll acquiesce and say you can like things that I don't like, Luke.
Yes. There we go. Everybody's friends again.
I actually look. I'm going to go into it. I love the Secret Wars. What pissed me off was, I actually really did. I did love the Secret Wars. What I didn't like was the marketing, and they got me buying comic books I could give a crap about in order to get the rest of the story. It had nothing to do with the greater story. It was just. I don't want to get into it.
There was only like 9 books, right?
Main books,
yeah.
But they had side books too.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they connected with the New Mutants, and there was this one comic I couldn't stand. I can't remember.
That was the Ultra Megaverse crossover prototype.
That's what it was. It's a big crossover, and I got to tell you, somebody else, I think it was Clownfish. Clownfish criticized that. They just in that same video where they're making fun of Screen Rant and how Marvel and DC are doing really well. He talked about the crossover stuff and how garbage that can be if it's mishandled.
I mean, that's why I was out 2009, like Secret Invasion. Like I got to buy all this other stuff. I got to go buy the 3-issue Skrull Kill Crew just to get this little piece of the story. Well, sorry, man, I noped out.
That was Shooter.
Yeah,
did all that,
Yeah,
Jim Shooter.
Yeah. He was such a good writer. He had these like big imaginations, right? And I had to commend what he wanted to do. But whenever you get lesser men involved, it gets screwed up.
Well, that's when the industry started becoming populated by problematic people.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of bad ideas bouncing around.
That is the beginning of it. But it took
Keith,
almost 20 years.
Wasn't it you that brought up the New 52 to me? There at Vision.
No. What I brought up to you was the problems with the Ultimates. That to me was really
okay. I remember that. But somebody, one of yours and my friends walked up to me with a New 52 and showed me the new Batman, and I flipped through it and I'm like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
My thing with the New 52 was it had a great beginning, but it was almost like you had this great beginning, but they had nothing behind it.
No.
They had a lot of great ideas initially, but it was like, the obvious questions for longtime comic book fans was, okay, now where are we going with this?
Yeah.
And it was almost like they had nothing to go to.
And then they kept going back to showing the past.
Yeah.
Through a different lens. Through a different lens. Like, we're going to show you Doomsday. I'm like, no, I don't care. Where are we going?
What they had with Batman was great. I like how they started it because you had the entire Batman family explained real simply. It's basically my 3 sons with Bruce Wayne. And I like that. It was very streamlined. It was a great place if you're new to DC to jump in and get acquainted with the characters. But it was what they did after that caused everything to go down. You had a great writer, you had a great artist. And Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, all that stuff started out great, but they had nothing behind it. With the Ultimates, it was the same thing. You had a nice beginning, but you had nothing behind it. And then you had a lot of confused fans. And this is where I get a little, I think Marvel is worse than DC in that effect, because you introduced Miles Morales on purpose. But rather than try to exemplify what you were wanting to do with the character and the fact that the Ultimate Universe was a different universe, you had a lot of Miles Morales fans who actually thought that this was the real universe. and expected Marvel to kill off Peter Parker and to make Miles Morales the permanent Spider-Man. And that was never going to happen. It was an ultimate universe. And so you had a lot of that shows a lot of confusion even on the part of hardcore Marvel fans. So all of that was just confusing. But I will tell you this: in a heartbeat, I would go back to all of that than what we have now.
Right.
It's not even comparable to crap to talk about what's going on right now. It's worse than that, and it's devolved into apathy with fans, the hardcore fans.
Let's talk about the area where there is no apathy, which is in the indie comics, and let's talk about the state of the union when it comes to that. Is there going to be a union? And when I say union, I don't mean like a company union. I'm talking about a unification of independence, because we see something going on with Rippaverse, and we see Golden Compass or Graham's company. And, are we going to see something to where we could have a replacement for the big two?
Should I go or should you guys?
No, I'm letting HOJO or Luke respond to this one.
I mean, from my point of view, I've been doing this 2 years. I'm not one to say, who's going to replace. We're taking over. I think that's a little melodramatic. I think in order.
Fuck you, HOJO.
I just look at things from a pragmatic perspective, and I analyze things. I look at things a long time before I start to do something. Like crowdfunding, I didn't crowdfund for a year. I sat back and I kind of did my homework, and it paid off. But I think there needs to be, I hate to use the term great reset because it triggers people, but there needs to be a reset at these companies. Like what Mark Miller has said, like, what sells your books and you're intentionally not doing it. A healthy mainstream is good for an independent, and I'll tell you why, because a lot of creators, at least some of the ones that I know, are selling books directly and into comic shops and other hobby places. But in order to get people to buy those, guess what you need in those comic shops? The books that bring the people into the comic shops. You need a healthy DC, you need a healthy Marvel, you need Image doing what they're doing now, because Todd's not going to stop. I watched an interesting thing with him the other day where he said the reason he didn't go back to Marvel is because it was a conflict. He's the president of Image. He's like, I can't do that. I'm not going to go help my competition. But he knows that in order for people to come to see his Image books or the other Image titles, everybody's going to go buy Spawn. I'm going to buy Spawn 350 immediately as soon as it gets there. But in order, I explained it in some DM groups, we're the candy bars at the supermarket. They're not really coming to the supermarket for us. They're going to get the steaks and lobster tails. That's Marvel and DC. They see us on the end and they're like, ooh, look at that. That looks good. That looks like something I used to like back in the day. I'm going to snatch that. And then they're like,
so you don't think we'll ever see the independents surpass the big two?
Not in 2024, no.
But in the long run, Luke, what do you think?
In the long run, I actually see the big two ceasing standard publication and doing books. I really do. I think
because they've done so much brand damage, right?
Yeah, I think what the corporations that own those properties want to do is just use them for video. It's a video age now, and
merchandising and licensing.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of people move over to manga and anime. It's already happening.
Yeah,
hell, I'm doing it. I think that in 2024, you're going to see maybe more eyes come over to the independent side of the aisle instead of the corporate side. I do see right now a crack in the asphalt in the independent side of the market. And I think it's going to turn into a chasm by the end of this year. And you're going to see our market split in two, fighting, basic competition, but the way we've
already got one. You tell me if I'm right here. Rippaverse is growing in leaps and bounds.
It is, yeah.
There was a time when he was an accessible person to where, I could talk to him. that's not true anymore.
It's not. It's not that
grown.
true. Yeah, and I'm going to say something. This might be very controversial. We just had Ethan on Nerd Bacon yesterday morning.
Ethan's awesome.
We have Eric on the 25th. Okay. So when I talked with Ethan, what came across in that conversation was his passion for comic books and storytelling. Right. Mm-hmm. If I were a betting man, my guess is with my conversation with Eric, what's going to shine is his love for business and entrepreneurial thinking and comics, because he's applied business to YouTubing, to music, and now to comics, right? Mm-hmm. So I think you're already starting to see people like, oh, well, I don't care how long it takes. I want a masterpiece. I want more art, more story. And you see people, it's like, I don't care if they cut a couple of corners. I want faster, and then there's you can be good and be fast, and you can, but we're all small, right? We're all small. Yeah. And what you're going to run into is, we're never going to be able to compete with the mainstream or corporate comics. They've got way too much money to throw at it if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. Nor should you want to unseat them, in my opinion. Like HOJO said, you want a healthy Marvel and DC. Because if they're healthy and they're bringing fans in, then a rising tide lifts all ships in that instance.
Because conventions will be about comics again.
Yeah, about comics. Yeah, I want Eric and the Rippaverse to be incredibly successful. I want Ethan and I want All Caps to be incredibly successful. I want Compass, Broken Compass Comics. What's it called?
It's just Compass, I think.
Compass Comics, yeah. I want them to be.
You're talking about Graham, right?
Yeah, I want Graham and I want Mike Barron. I want
Billy.
All these guys, yeah. I want every last one of them.
Mine is 91 Bravo Studios, and I want to do more books, but it's, again, I'm going to be specific towards military action, thrillers, stuff like that. A little supernatural.
I work with Arrow Comics primarily, almost exclusively. And, we're looking at ways to break out of the YouTube circle that we got stuck in, in the Twitter circle and Facebook circles that we're in. Because, a lot of it is just creators that don't really support one another.
And yet we need to see more of that, because like one thing you'll hear, the nice thing you'll hear, you hear a lot of things about me. Yeah. But one thing nice you'll hear is that I reach out and I help a lot of other people. And I like being there for my friends and for other people. And, but I find, I've tried to reach to a few of the people we've named, and I don't get any response from them. Nothing. It doesn't even show that they read my messages. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I just accept it. I don't get butthurt about it. Yeah. It's just like, all right, I'm not a speck on his ass. Okay, I get it.
Some people don't respond to me. Some people, I don't even know why the people that have responded to me have.
Same here.
I'm like, whatever. It might be because I started a crowdfunding website. Yeah. I mean, that might have something to do with it.
A little bit.
A little bit. But I know we got to lose you here in a minute, HOJO. Any last thing where you have to go?
Just go back to Mythicals. Check Fund My Comic out. My stories.
What's the link? Share it in the private chat so Martin can share it.
Sure.
I was wanting you to give me some media or something, but you forgot to do that.
I was going to share. I can share the campaign if you like.
Yes, please do.
I put it in the wrong one. It's been a long week. It's my first week back to streaming and work. 2 weeks off.
There we go. Martin, do you get it?
HOJO's right there on the front page of Fund My Comic. right underneath Florida
Am I
Man.
showing up at all? Am I showing up at all, Luke?
Yeah. You're right down next to Grail 1 through 3.
Nice.
All right, here we go.
One thing that people find interesting about me is as much of a dick as I can come across as, I have little to no ego.
No, I don't.
I shit on myself all the time.
Yeah,
Here we
I was
go.
in the military and I'm married, so I don't have an ego at all.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I raised kids. I have no ego.
Yeah,
I've had shit on me. I've had a kid piss in my face.
My wife keeps me humble.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a hobby.
Yeah, everybody was doing drama today. I was just telling people that I took my wife out to a Thai restaurant and I read the new Transformers.
What's your favorite Thai dish?
I had drunken noodles today, but usually pad Thai. Their pad Thai is awesome.
My favorite is the peanut sauce with noodles and chicken.
Can I ask a question of our guests?
Sure.
Go for it, man.
If you two could bring back any title of either DC or Marvel, which one title would you bring back, and what team would you want to have on it as far as artist writer?
Bring back like a title that's gone.
Either gone or is not going in the right direction right now.
Because to me, they're pretty much all gone.
Yeah, they're all in the wrong.
I'm a Hulk fan. I would like Dale Keown, please. Thank you.
Bingo. There you go.
But if not, like a team book that's not around anymore, it'd be the Defenders, and I'd probably get David Finch. Thank you.
Yeah, I like him too.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
man.
I like Brett Booth.
I don't know.
I mean, it could be anything. It could be classic lineup.
Punisher. I want Mike Baron back. I want Mike Zeck on the art.
Oh,
man. I want the mics. Yeah. I want the mics working on it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So either one of those two things happen, sales are going to go up instantly. I'm telling you right now. There's nothing that has happened that is so bad that you cannot get people back if you put the right people on it and you just let them go.
I just saw Greg Capullo's coming to Wolverine.
Right, that's good.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they're listening. I think Mark Millar scared some people there, and they're like, "Oh, well, this guy's
good."
saying it.
My problem with Mark Millar that I said, Keith knows what I said. I said, where was he 2 years ago? Why is it suddenly okay to talk now?
I think he was just, like people can. I don't know if he was trying to just.
I think he's afraid. Everybody was afraid.
He's a non-interventionist, and at this point, I think he's got that screw you money where he's going to be like, I don't care what you people have to say. You're wrong, and I think they're starting to realize that now.
Maybe it's that, or maybe it's he didn't want to get involved, but there comes a time when you think I might be the only one that can do this. Like I'm in the spot, and I have a platform, and maybe I'm the one.
I know that Keith and I had hoped that Kirkman would step up, but he just didn't.
No, he's not going to do it.
I don't. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Look, nobody really wants to do it, and here's the reason why. Because as soon as you go and you start talking against the established people that are in there, that you start becoming, you're a Nazi, you're a bad guy, you're a chauvinist, misogynist, and istophobe. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've never been called any of that stuff in my life until Trump got in office. I actually it was a Wednesday night. We had a Wednesday night service. I had a lady come in and say, "Did you do this?" I'm like, "Did I do what?" Elect Trump. I'm like, I don't think I was the sole person who did that. I said, I think there's quite a few people in America that made that decision. And, I don't necessarily have anything to do with it.
In fact, it would be referred to as a majority.
Yeah. And I was like, but she got mad and picked a fight with some people and wound up leaving that night, causing a big scene. And
it's so terrible, but that's when it started.
It did.
It started early on in the early 2000s with the Gulf War.
It started way before that.
Oh yeah.
And it was something that was just kind of like a whisper before the Gulf War. Once the Gulf War hit 9/11, divisions stepped up, and those divisions became horrible in 2016.
Yeah,
I lost one of my closest friends, a business partner, over it, because he wouldn't stop calling me with his TDS, and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit what you have to say about it. Keep your politics to yourself. And that's the big thing, is people forgot that you're supposed to keep your personal politics personal.
Yeah, I left the military in 06. Like, I didn't re-enlist. I love the people I worked with. I loved what I did, but I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't deal with, like, I started to see division, hardcore,
even in the military,
across like racial lines, political lines. I'm just like, wait a minute, that's
sad.
What branch?
I was in the Army. It's and so I wrote this in 2005 just to clear my head one day, and like it just, I was going to submit to CrossGen, but they were out of business when we got back, so I packed all this up, put my notebooks away, and told the artist, I'm like, see you when I see you. And then had to really start over.
CrossGen got brought up by Marvel. What was your favorite CrossGen title?
Sojourn.
Oh, geez, that was so good.
Yeah.
Now, two people that I think that could take over the big two and manage them. I've suggested Chuck Dixon for DC, and Steranko would be great for Marvel.
Oh God,
I know he's old.
Everybody on day one.
He is an ass kicker. I love Steranko.
Yeah,
his tweets are sometimes a highlight of my day.
Yes, on his Sunday night dump, man. When he does his Sunday night dump, I'm waiting for that shit. And I thank Keith for that, because he was the one who made me aware that he did that. And I'm like, really?
Oh, his whole thing about the spirit and who actually created the character, and that the person that is credited with so-called creating the spirit didn't, and how all that influenced Bob Kane and the way that he treated Batman and Bill Finger, and all of that history is fascinating. And I thank Steranko for just reaching a point in his life where he just doesn't give a darn of what people think anymore. And he'll just come right out and say it. Love it. Love it.
Well, I like fantastic. There's something amazing about people who are blunt. Now, tell people about this campaign real quick, Hojo.
Yeah, because I got to run here in a few minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's lady. Yeah, we did the first 30 days exclusively on my comic, and at my level to recoup business expenses and cover printing costs and shipping. Running campaigns elsewhere, and I make no secret about that. Luke doesn't hate me for it, but
nope.
My boys got to eat, and they eat with somebody I work with.
I cry a little at night, but
I know. No,
that's more of a me problem.
My other totals aren't even close to this. I haven't launched on Indiegogo, and sometimes I debate on whether I should or not because their algorithm sucks. But so I fulfilled the first book in 5 months. I know people are really stuck on quality versus shipping times. I have both: the good shipping time and great quality, good story, characters you can care about. So it's about a young lady.
I like that transformation.
Yeah, that's a homage of Incredible Hulk 353, Hulk fan.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I like the Gray Hulk. That's my guy. And so when we get to we're at almost 7,200. We're over 7,300. When we get to 75, everybody gets this trading card of the creepy bad guy, the Inquisitor. You're going to find out more about him in issue 2. But in issue 1, Nancy Moon, she's our protagonist. She gets recruited by Level M. She's a case. In issue 2, she comes to work with this place for the first time, and in the first page, actually, she meets a talking cat. And so it's kind of like a Indiana Jones romp through history. I get to visit a lot of mythologies. You get to see little Bill Willingham influences from fables. My twist on some certain maybe fairy tales and stuff like that. Because it's in this universe, it's a big sandbox. It's all connected.
Right.
And I love history, so I'm throwing that in here too. So unfortunately, people might learn something, but it's gonna be a fun time.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of metaphor in the stories, visual and such?
Easter eggs mainly. Like I got a Rush poster in one of the pages. I love Rush.
Well, before you go, you got to sneak peek at 3 of the chapters from Vindicated. What did you think?
I liked it, man. I did. It's
military guys tend to like what I do.
Yeah. Yes. It was unique but familiar. I don't know if that sounds like a
well, there's a little bit of Punisher to it, a little bit of Batman.
Yeah, because I read Punisher War Journal. It kind of reminded me of a little bit of some of that. But,
big inspiration. Mike Baron and Chuck Dixon were huge inspirations on me on my writing.
Well, Mike Baron is the only reason this comic book exists, because I didn't know he was going to answer me back. I was like, "Can you take a look at the script?" He's like,
"He's very accessible."
So I'll do my impression. He's like, "Yeah, well, it looks pretty good. It's a little thin, but it's solid."
Little thin.
I was like,
he's got a lot of room to talk about because that's the skinny motherfucker right there.
I didn't know what that meant, so I went and added a bunch of stuff I knew I shouldn't have, and I showed it to another friend. He was like, "Well, show me your first one." He was like, "That's not what he meant." And I got an editor. Do that if you're a first-time creator and you don't have any writing experience like myself. I'm just a storyteller.
Do that if you're a first-time creator. Do that if you
just always do it. Period. I had Tom Waltz for quite a while as my closet editor, but he's so busy now he doesn't have time. But Script Doctor, I got to tell you, is a better writer than even Tom. And you know who Tom Waltz is over at IDW, right? He was my business partner. He's the senior writer. He runs Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, My Little Pony, which I always laugh about. It's like, you're a Marine. What are you doing working on My Little Pony?
That's funny because when I went into my store, one of the comic shops that I sold this to, they put it right next to My Little Pony. My friends were laughing at me.
So that's crazy.
Why? Their comics aren't in comic shops.
You got to get them.
Script Doctor, if you guys don't know him, you should know him. Script Doctor is amazing. He's one of my best buddies. Love talking to that guy. Fat Steven, who has joined us, by the way. What's up, Steven?
That's a lot of nuts!
Fat Steven games with him on Sunday. And Script is just a solid dude and knows his shit when it comes to writing. And he agreed to step in as my editor. And I trust him, man. I trust that guy implicitly with telling me where I'm going right and where I'm going wrong. Mm-hmm. But everything I've shown him, he's liked. He really likes my writing. Mike Baron likes my writing. Chuck Dixon likes my writing because I write about people, real people. The dialogue is gritty, down to earth, real. And even Mike Baron complimented the fact that you just don't see comics like this that go for this kind of gritty realism. And I like that because all a comic book is to me is a movie, a static movie.
Well, that's these first 2 issues that would, if you decide to buy both of them, that's basically what this is. It's like a 2-part pilot, and then after this, we get into like the cases.
How long are the chapters, by the way?
The first one is 24 pages. Issue 2 is 26.
And these are the 2 that you got done last year.
No, I have a catch-up here for issue 1. I did that last year, and this campaign currently launched October 14th, I want to say. October 14th. So
that's fantastic.
It's a grind, brother. It's a grind.
Share that link again.
Yeah.
And
everybody buy this.
Martin,
I gotta go.
Yeah, he's got to go. Please share it again. Hojo, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate you being here,
thanks,
man.
Gerry, Luke, Keith. It was great to be on the stream with you.
Oh,
he's gone. Great.
He'll be back.
All right. See you guys.
See you,
Thanks
Hojo.
for having me, man.
You bet, buddy.
See you, Hojo.
All right, man.
Bye.
Forgot my mic was muted.
All right, now Hojo's gone. Let's talk shit about him.
I heard that guy's beer tastes like piss. Sorry.
Steven, it's good to see you, man. How was your weekend going? Or Friday?
It's going. How are you guys?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
That's good.
You stepped in quietly. Just so you know, this is Luke Stone. He's the co-founder of Fund My Comic.
Okay.
I'd love to get your partner on it. Does he talk at all publicly?
Every once in a while. Todd is kind of, I'm the majority owner of it. He's kind of came in to help out, and but he is.
So it was still your original idea.
Oh yeah. He joined in, helped put some money towards making it all happen. It was a little bit more than what I could handle on my own, And so, but he is
silent partner. Got you.
Yeah, well, he's got a background in web development and stuff like that. So he helps me understand what they're doing, and he keeps the people we hire on track a little bit with some of that stuff. But he is in the process of starting a recovery house for drug addicts, and so he's been pretty busy doing that ministry. So it's been
so both of you were involved in the ministry at some point.
Yeah, at different degrees. Yeah.
Would you believe I went to seminary school to be a priest?
I would believe that.
I totally did. And then I met a girl over the summer, and I went, I'm out.
Right. That whole celibacy thing
can't do it.
It's not going to get a lot of people, I'm telling you.
I like girls.
I have problems believing you, Gerry, but you didn't catch fire.
I went to seminary.
Yeah, I don't believe it was a girl either.
Why didn't you catch fire then?
Whatever. Both of you guys.
What was his name, that girl?
It had to be a girl. Because the boys, they're okay with, I guess.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you. When I was there at the dorm, there were guys going into each other's dorm, putting a sock on the door, and I'm like,
it's called praying, Gerry. It's called praying.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh God. Oh God. Sorry.
So it tripped me out. But I went to Georgetown, which is the famous place from the movie The Exorcist. I used to visit the steps while I was there.
Very fun.
Oh man, I love Georgetown. Yeah. I grew up in Fredericksburg, 50 miles outside of DC, and man, so much there in Northern Virginia, and Georgetown's one of them. I love that place. But let's get into your comic.
Sure.
So now, did you start Fund My Comics to fund your comic, right?
Yes.
That was what inspired you to do it.
Yeah, I didn't want to share the website with anybody. I was going to be selfish.
Guys. Got it.
Yeah. And then people talked me into being benevolent.
That was hard to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy.
Took some effort. Now it was no, honestly though, I didn't want to start. Really, I started because I wanted to be able to make my comic be left the hell alone. And both of those things have been very difficult to do because the site has just been received in an incredible way in a very short amount of time by a lot of people.
Well, you're an oasis to a lot of us. When I found out you existed, when someone told me you existed, I was like, what? This is real? You're not messing with me? I can't remember. It was one of you guys that brought it up to me. No, it was HOJO. Mike. It was Mike.
Okay.
Comic Relief Crusader that brought you up to me.
Okay.
And I went and looked you guys up, and I'm like, this is real. Because the other person I brought up earlier, I don't know if you know who he is, Vox Day, because Jack Dixon's worked with him.
Yeah,
I worked with him. Rich Bonk worked with him too. And Rich Bonk and I had the same reaction going, yeah, I don't really want to work with you.
Right.
I've
heard a lot of people had that kind of.
I'm funny who I work with. And he was just going overboard with the political statements. I'm like, I'm really not interested in that. I'm interested in good storytelling. Yeah. That's all I want to do is good storytelling. You shouldn't be able to tell my politics from my writing. And so I kind of backed out, and Richard Bonk took my place. And then Richard backed out and was like, oh, so it's not just me that had a problem. And so Vox Day, I don't think really had the explosion he was looking for. But you guys, on the other hand, you're coming at it in a way that's you're very neutral in how you approach things. Even though
it's almost frustrating for me to stay neutral on things.
Well, you're neutral in a way that you allow people from any side to use your platform.
Oh,
and you're not going to ostracize them for their beliefs. No. Although, again, you would not allow porn or abuse or anything like that. But if they're putting forth a good project, that no matter what it is, you'd let them do it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't really care how you vote or who or what is between your legs. If you've got a story to tell, you should be able to tell it. I think that, if you want to sell your comic book, you should be able to sell your comic book and still maintain some rules of public decency and tact. You don't have to be abusive in your language or pornographic in your display in order to be able to sell your book. If that's all you got, then maybe you need to work on a little bit more. But you can have whatever you want inside the book, and you can be whoever. You could hate my guts, and you're more than welcome to use the website. I'm not going to treat you any different. I might actually even give you a shot to promote your book on one of my shows.
Yeah, you're going to be doing that with me at some point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wanted a place. I want freedom of speech for myself. Okay, that was a big thing for me, because I know I'm a Christian, I'm a libertarian, but I'm kind of right leaning on some things, and I know I'm bound to get canceled eventually, right? So I wanted to be uncancelable.
At least somebody tried to.
Somebody's going to try, right? Yeah, and so I wanted to be uncancelable in that sense, where I would still be able to have connection with my supporters that are out there helping me. And as a believer, I have a I don't want to say I have a doom and gloom mentality, but I do foresee that Christian voices are being silenced a little more harshly, and will be silenced a little more harshly the further down the road we get. And so I wanted to maintain that I would have freedom of speech to talk about what I wanted to, if I wanted to talk about it. My comics aren't Christian or religious or political. They're just comic books, right? But if I wanted to have the platform to be able to do that. And the only way that Todd and I decided that we could really honor God and honor that freedom of speech is to allow that for everybody, whether we agree with them or not, but to create a very neutral space where freedom of expression was the most paramount thing that we had, that it really come down to that. And then, obviously the second thing that we wanted people to really feel was this fierce independence, being able to, set the dates the way you wanted, the goals the way you wanted, all the way down to we created, instead of doing add-ons, we created a shopping cart where you can throw up to 5 of each reward into the cart. And then we just added a new feature where you can rearrange your rewards in the order that you want them presented on the campaign page. So like we want,
I saw that and I really like that.
Yeah, we want people to have as much freedom as they can. And some of the new stuff we're going to be adding is all fulfillment tools for creators, so that it's just ease of use and it's there for us, And
one thing I might suggest to you also, that with each one of the tiers, that even though if somebody has already grabbed a tier and paid for it, you can't go in there and delete anything, but you should be able to add something to it. So maybe each item you add is its own little radio button and selection. I want to add.
Well, yeah, we're actually, thanks for bringing that up. One of the things we're looking at doing this year is we're going to add inventory based, item based inventories. So you can actually go in and put in items, and then each reward you can attach an item to. The reason why I want to do that,
you can even go back and add a new item to
it. So that's going to be the goal.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. I like that.
What it all started because I wanted to do, instead of a flat rate shipping, how we have it now, I want to do weight based shipping. So I want to be able to put it to where the items can have a weight. And
I don't know what it's going to cost to ship some of these things until we get to printing.
Right. If you do have a question about that, you should contact RJ over at Critical Blast Logistics. He'll know how much he knows how big it is, how many pages it's going to be. He can estimate what the shipping is going to be on it.
That's good.
Does it so much.
Right now, I basically told everybody that we will calculate shipping later. Like my buddy Matt Vader was like, well, I don't like that. I said, well, I'm not going to be dishonest and screw you or screw myself.
Yeah, we've got
if I don't know what the exact amount's going to be.
Yeah, one of the new tools we're going to be adding this year is a calculator that's going to help you set your budgets and even figure out what your shipping costs are going to be. Yeah,
I like that, because right now, currently, it's going to be softbound. What do they call it? I forgot the name of it. Perfect bound, graphic novel, and it's going to be 155 pages plus cover. And so he'd be able to calculate that.
Yeah, he'll be able to figure that out. And
you think that's a big graphic novel, by the way?
150 pages?
155 pages.
55. Yeah, it's good size. Yeah.
Yeah, because I worked for IDW. The rule with them was keep the price under $24 for or under $20. I'm sorry, under $20. So you didn't want to go over 104 pages. That was their rule. Mm-hmm. So like when I did Code Word Geronimo for them, we kept it at, I think 78 pages is what I kept that one at. And which I don't know if you heard, according to IDW, I broke the record for drawn pages in a period of time. I was doing 3 pages a day, 3 comic pages a day.
Oh, that's not bad.
I finished a 72 page plus the afterword, 72 page graphic novel in under a month.
Wow. That's
wrapped
fast.
It up. Yeah.
I'm only at
my daughter hated
12
me.
or 14 pages a week. That's all I need to speed up.
Now, are you penciling and inking, or what are you doing?
Pencil and inks, yeah. But I work digital, so it goes a little faster.
Oh, dude. I tell people all the time, I sold Graham Nolan because Graham Nolan does his pencils, but when he inks, he scans them and inks digitally because it's so much faster.
So much faster.
I don't even pencil anymore. I do my rough sketch digitally, and then I clean up in my inks.
That's exactly how I work. And I do 3 to 5 pages a day is what I typically put out.
I can work that much, but it's hard to because I'm also working for clients. Because even though if you read the sub thing under my name there, official artist for Dale Dye's Warriors Inc., because I'm always getting work from them, and so I've got to squeeze in the comic work while I'm doing stuff for them.
Oh yeah, well all I do is like sequential work for people, so that's all I'm doing is pages.
I wish that was all I did. I do covers, book covers, shit like that, movie posters.
Well, I'm not good enough for that, so I guess.
So show some of your work, man. Let's see some of your work.
Right. Well, I'll show off something here.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then I'm going to have to get going. I have to take my son to
well, it's our midway thing. So just stay until we do our intro.
Sure. Yeah.
But while you're looking for that, what was your reaction to the 3 chapters I sent you guys?
Did you send me the chapters?
Yes, I did. Did you not read them? I'm going to be so mad at you.
I don't think I've seen them.
I'm not mad at you.
I would be mad at me.
I'm not. You two have helped me so much, you and HOJO. Unbelievable. And you probably think you didn't do anything. You really helped. And even when you mentioned like doing your show previously, I would love to jump on with you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm going to get them for you real quick, and I'll send them to you again.
Yeah. Here we. Oh, hold on.
By the way, I've not said hello to our chat. I've been so focused on you and HOJO. I'm very hyper focused on my guests. So I'm going to get in here and say hi to our chat. We have, of course, love of my life, Anima Confusa, D. Bud Martin, the other love of my life, Don Ranger Power, also a love of my life, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, another love of my life. Hex Allen Comics, I don't really love him. I like him a lot, though. Penny, oh my God, Peter Venkman fan site is here, Venkman's Girl. FKHC 2005, a.k.a. Tim. Gap After Dark, Shinatsky. Latino Slant, Polly's here. What is up? How are you doing, my brother? I've got the guys from I had the guys from Fund My Comic here, but HOJO had to leave because he had to go pick up his wife. But we've still got our good friend Luke here.
Here's what I'll do.
Luke Stone Studios.
I'll just make it really simple for you. I'll just share my campaign.
Oh, well, there you go. You need to do that anyway. We want to want your campaign so we can share and talk about it. Now, is your campaign funded yet?
Oh, yeah, we're funded. It's in storefront now at this point. So we're doing pretty good. I had a computer crash right before we started. And
that's why you disappeared.
Yeah. So I'm having trouble figuring out where everything went.
I am sending you the link to the chapters.
Sweet. Awesome.
And because I like to know people's reaction to it because I know Chuck Dixon and Mike Barron loved it. I know HOJO loved it, but I'd like to get your opinion on it too. Oh, I see your screen now. There we go. Ooh, look at that. I like your style. Is this your art?
Yes.
Man, you don't suck at all.
Well, I like hearing that.
No, I got to tell you, my favorite quote that was on my page for years, my portfolio page, by Josh Becker, the guy behind, he worked on the Evil Dead films, Hercules and Xena, and he's made a lot of films with Bruce Campbell. They were best friends growing up. He had this great quote that I use so often. It says, "Gerry sucks less than any other artist I've ever worked with."
That's a great quote.
I love that quote. And Bruce has a quote on my page too. It says, "Gerry's art is groovy, baby," which is just like typical Bruce. But I love this artwork, dude. Look at this.
Yeah, it's not as high detailed as some people.
Are you the colorist too, or do you have a
color?
colorist?
No, I've got a guy that I've been working with on colors.
You got a guy?
For years, yeah.
I love it when we got a guy.
Yeah, so he and I team up on stuff all the time.
Hold on, pause right there. I love the dynamic of this shot right here. This is really good.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like to stretch them. So years ago, I was listening to Ethan talking about drawing Cyberfrog. And he explained that he draws him like a rubber band, like he's stretchy. So he stretches out. And I started thinking like, man, that's a fun way to draw characters, So I started thinking of all of the characters like they were just a little stretchy, to get the dynamics in there. So.
Well, it goes back to Frank Frazetta, who came up with the thing in his artwork. The way he depicts action in a painting is to show his characters off balance and bent or twisting.
Yeah.
Like the Vikings on the mountaintop.
Oh, yeah.
Legs, you don't see a leg. That's the one thing. You won't see a leg on a character. That shows they're off balance.
Yep.
And I love that. That's really good stuff, dude. Now, do you consider yourself, because I think you draw more like a comic book artist.
Yeah.
Whereas I draw like an illustrator.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a comic book artist.
See, I get called a comic book artist, but technically I'm an illustrator.
True.
And I draw what I see.
Yeah.
I'm very realistic. And it's been problematic. I wanted to go to Joe Kubert's school, and I never got to go. Couldn't afford it.
Yeah. No, that cover, that's Kanan White.
I love that.
I hired him for my trade. So this is so I do them in floppies and then I compile them into trades. And so I've actually got 2 trades up. I've got the first 5 in this book called Trash Day, because it starts out while the guy's at work and it's trash day. And so the first volume there, and then we have the second volume, which is the next 4 books. Both of them are 144 pages. And this is why I started the website, is so that I could crowdfund my stuff.
It's fucking brilliant, dude. It really is. I love what you did.
Thanks.
Now, I am coloring my own G.I. Joe right now because I did not like the colors that IDW hired to color my cover for G.I. Joe. I was very unhappy with their color work. It looked really pedantic. Or I would say more pedestrian. It just looked flat. It didn't look good at all. And it kind of irked me. But I love the colors in this, man. A lot of rich colors.
Yeah, Patrick is so when I first started, I was trying to color it myself. And I do coloring. I'm, it's just time consuming and it bores the crap out of me. It's not my favorite. So I found this guy, this back in 2016. I found this guy named Patrick Gamma. And I tested out probably 30 different colorists. And immediately when I saw his stuff, he kind of got it. And he and I have just grown together through the whole thing. And now I'm a full-time artist, and I was asking him, and he's also working on this book called Terminal Kill that I'm doing that hits Kickstarter next in a couple of weeks, very, very soon, actually. And so, so I've been working on that title with him. And so we do this together. We did Chrome Dog together. So Chrome Dog's my art too, which just ended on Fund My Comic. And we work together on those things. And then I've got another guy, a backup guy that I've started using, but Patrick and I, like I don't even have to give him like notes. Like he just sees, he kind of gets what I want. And when I'm drawing, I kind of get what I can kind of see what he's going to do. So I've gotten to where I don't render as much when he's my colorist. So it speeds me up a little bit more. Because I'm like, I know what he's going to do with the shading there. I'll let him handle that. I'll just, I'll do the light work.
It does. It can help you shave time off your artwork if you know your colorist and how they do their shading. To where you don't have to do the shading, you let them do it. You do more of the line work.
Yep.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is beautiful, dude, and I really want to get a copy of this.
It's available now. Yep. So we're also giving away the first 9 issues. So basically, it's the trade paperbacks without all the extras in there, the commentary, and all that backup stories and stuff. But they're in digital form on my website right now for free. So if you go to lukestonestudios.com, you can download.
I'm going to do that right after the show. I am going to go do that. By the way, when you talked about doing them as the individual floppies, I actually write my chapters to be between 18 and 24 pages.
Perfect.
And if it feels like it's going to get long in the tooth, I really think about it and I go, that doesn't need to be in this chapter. I can bump that to the next chapter.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it at that. That way, if I do decide to do individual floppies for my books, I could break down and because right now, if you go to the Fund My Comic page for me, there are 2 chapters available.
Yeah.
For free for people to just go look at it and get a taste. Is this something I'm going to enjoy? And people tend to like what I do because it is gritty and real.
Yeah, your art is really good. I like it a lot. Yeah, like
and I'm going to switch over real quick. Don't drop your screen. I'm going to bring it back up in a second. But I'm just going to show you. Like here's a page from Vindicated. This is the one I told Graham. He did a Phantom splash page, and I said, "I'm Gray. I'm going to steal that," because I call him Gray.
Yeah,
I said I'm going to steal that, and he goes, "Okay." So I stole what he did with Phantom. I just flipped it, and instead of a palm tree, I have the Seattle needle behind it. But I don't like cross hatching. But I just talked to Anima about it. I only do cross hatching when I am doing sky or clouds. Because that's all I think it works with. I prefer solid. If you look at it, you'll see very solid darks on my stuff. Very little hatching.
High contrast.
I like the high contrast. I grew up, in the 80s with Mike Mignola, Frank Miller, and I like the way they do their shading. This is, of course, my proud cover. This is the one that's going to be turned into a maquette. It'll be a 1/12 scale and a 1/6 scale maquette. Cool. And my future son-in-law is printing it in resin. And the artist, Kindle Hart, I've got to get a hold of because I got to get him started on this. With the battle damage mask. I love the MTech mask. That's an actual mask. It's a ballistic mask used by special forces. And he's been blasted in the face. And I just cool. I like shit like that. This is one of the unfinished covers I'm still working on. And I like this.
Dynamic anatomy.
What's that?
I like the dynamic anatomy.
Yeah, it's all realistic. He just fast roped down into a pile of mercs. And what you can't see, and I haven't finished it yet, this guy's firing his weapon. It's ricocheting and it's coming out of this guy's neck. I'll put that in later. That's why his head's tilted funny and he's screaming because he just got shot through the fucking neck. And where did the bullet go in though?
Oh, probably his butt.
Right in his ass. I like shit like this. And this is one of my other covers that I did for G.I. Joe that I am coloring now. I'm working on the colors. I hated the way they colored it. And because it was meant to be a night shot, and they made it a day shot, and it bothered me.
Ugh.
The other thing that pissed me off was last minute, Diane, who is their fact person for G.I. Joe to make sure the comics are accurate. I wanted to do the Cobra vehicle as a jet instead of prop. Last minute, she says, could you please put the props in there? And I'm like, yeah, but Lady J is jumping off of the wing. Those props would kill her. But fuck it. It's not my fucking artwork.
It's a comic book.
Yep. So this is how it looks so far. I'm still working on it. I haven't finished it yet. And I was the first one to do Duke punching the famous Captain America punching Hitler. And within 2 issues, they replicated this again. Hama did it himself. And I got miffed by it because other people brought it up to me. They said, hey, man, they took your idea and did a whole new cover again. I went, what? And I went and looked and went, oh, that's kind of tacky. Right after I did the punch thing. So, but I'm like, let it go. What are you going to do? People are people.
They are.
Big fan of G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe. And by the way, my G.I. Joe is Kirk Douglas. That's Duke.
I noticed that. He looks very Kirk Douglas-y.
Yeah,
I think that. Looks very Douglas-y.
Because I'm like, if I wanted to do a G.I. Joe movie, I go back to the 60s and have Kirk Douglas as Duke, Raquel Welch as Lady J, and Sophia Loren as the Baroness. And I don't know who... I guess Lee Marvin would be badass as... what's his name? I just forgot his name. Callisto? Is that his name?
That's true.
That's it. Sinestro.
No, Destro.
Destro. He would have been great as Destro. I don't know who I'd have play Cobra Commander. You know, but some famous 50s, 60s actor would play him. So let me go ahead and do this. Go back to your screen now because I want to show off more of your stuff. So let's share the link out to this. Can you give it to us in the private chat?
Yep.
And then Martin will share it out. Hey, Stephen, you've really been quiet, Steve. What's up, man?
Oh, you're
got any questions?
Art, and he's showcasing his, so I'm just listening and looking. That's all. It's all good.
You got any questions about his book? And about Fund My Comic?
Not at the moment. I'm just intrigued by it. I've never actually heard about it, so I'm just listening.
You're just nerding out. I got you. Keith does it.
You want to check out this trailer?
Hell yeah. You got the audio turned on?
I do.
Yeah,
you should be able to hear it. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, Flash animatics. This is nice.
We know our enemy. We see behind the curtain. And they have a weakness. An Achilles heel. They are arrogant and completely underestimate what they are up against. They forget who the game master is. They forget how wise this old demon can be. So, let's see who among them survives this killing field.
Very cool, dude. Who did the animation for you?
Pedro Ang.
You got to send me his info, man. How much did he charge for that?
Not a lot. I can't remember exactly what I paid him, but it was less than $1,000.
That's friggin' awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you just something funny. When I got hired by IDW, I wasn't hired as an artist. You know what I did?
What?
I was hired as their animator and composer for their internal comic title trailers.
Oh, cool.
That was my first job for him. And I did like Spike. I did Steve Niles stuff. That's how Steve Niles and I became friends. And then we found out we grew up in the same area and went to the same record store and music stores to buy equipment because we were both in bands.
Yeah, I did the music for that trailer.
That's really good stuff, dude. Because you were saying you lost your ability to sing. So are you also a composer too?
Yeah. I have started playing again. In fact, I was doing a little recording earlier today.
I want you to share some of your stuff with me privately. I want to check it out. I really do. I like that trailer, dude. His name is, what is it, Ang?
Pedro Ang, yes.
Pedro Ang. I'm going to put this in my notes because I'm going to go look this guy up. Is he on Twitter?
He is, yeah.
Under Pedro Ang?
Something like that, I think. Yeah, he streams with me on Thursday mornings.
Introduce me, dude.
I will, absolutely.
I want to talk to this guy.
Right.
Man, I loved what he did on that. That's fucking cool. I love that Flash animation stuff.
Oh yeah, it's great because I just send him pages and then he makes scenes off of them, and it's pretty quick for him. He does the sound effects. I throw him a music track for the background.
Does he do the cutouts himself?
Yeah.
So he doesn't even ask you to do it. He does.
No, I just send him a page. Yeah.
Wow.
I just send him pages. Yeah, and he just cuts it out and does it. Works out for me because I don't like doing any of that stuff.
That's phenomenal, dude. I love the artwork. I love the coloring on this. I can hardly wait to go to your website and download them so I can read them today. Man, fantastic. I'm so glad we got to hang out, Luke. I really am. I know you got to get going, and we'll wrap up the show talking about the state of the industry right now. We'll get some more into it. Plus, there's more industry and entertainment news that we should probably talk about, like David Soul dying. That was crushing.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I'm in that age group. I grew up on Starsky and Hutch and his movie Salem's Lot. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the Rob Lowe version, just not as good. The original was the best. Oh, are you looking at it right now?
I'm looking at your campaign. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd love your input on the Tears idea because I didn't know what I was doing. By the way, pause right there. This is really cool. Were you in the military?
No.
Okay. Just to point something out, if you scroll up to the previous page, you'll notice I established he's right-handed.
Yep.
And then when you scroll down to the next page, he's left-handed. And what that is something now Kill List with what's his name from Pratt, Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
He did what's called a shoulder switch in the show. It's the first time it's ever been shown on film, where a guy does a shoulder switch in a combat situation. And I established that he did a shoulder switch here, that because he's taking cover from a wall to his right, he has to switch shoulders. And
yeah, I caught that because he's on the left here, now he's on the right there.
Yep. And it's really important because in Kill List, they show him going upstairs and he has to shift his aim. When he shifts his aim, he shifts shoulders. And you're trained to do it in the military. I was trained to do it too because I was infantry first. And that is all, by the way, from I steal, and I admit to when I steal.
Mm-hmm.
That is from a single panel of artwork I saw from Batman once that I just loved the way it was drawn. So I recreated it in my own way.
It's borrowing.
Yes. Inspired by.
Wally Wood would approve.
Yeah, I loved Wally Wood. I have his rules as a screensaver on my computer.
Yeah, I got
Wally Wood's rules.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him a poster printed. So I have a big up there on my wall, so I just look at it every time when I get stuck.
Wally Wood was the shit, dude.
Yeah,
it really was. But right there, you just went past it. There is the links for downloading 2 of the chapters. And I like the name. My chapters have really interesting titles. Look at that title. God judges his heroes by their scars.
Very cool.
A leg to stand on. A story about a guy with a missing leg.
I like that.
It's meant to be kind of amusing, but it's also meant to be verbally ironic.
Yeah.
I'm making a point. And that's Richard Bonk right there, if you've never met him. The guy with the ball cap.
I've never met Bonk.
Bonk's amazing. I've stayed at his house. He's really one of my close friends. And that's my daughter, by the way, giving me the side eye right there. She's side-eyeing me. And she's a hell of an artist, dude. She really is. All my kids are artists. There's the true story. In 1989, a team of Army Rangers raided a gang's house and took them down. And that's what inspired the idea for doing this, Vindicated. And it took place in Seattle, too. And I lived in Seattle. When I got out of the Army, I lived there for a while, and I worked for King County as a paramedic after I got out. And I love that town. I hate what's been done to it.
Very good. You can play hear all that chatter in the background. I have got to get going.
All right, buddy. It's really,
I'm
so grateful you being here, man. I really am. Great guest. Got to have you back again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just talking nerd stuff. Have you on the panel talking about shit.
I love talking nerd stuff. It's my favorite
so
thing.
Glad you recovered, dude. I really am.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a long haul.
Are you at 100% yet?
No, not yet. We're still in therapy. Still in therapy, getting better.
What percentage would you put yourself at?
Well, last year we tested my lungs. My lungs were at 33%. This year, well, this last October I tested.
You're very soft-spoken. I'm assuming
at 40,
that's why.
Yeah, at 49%. So lungs have improved. I will probably, I think I'm probably about 85% where I used to be. So
that's pretty good though, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I've put the weight back on, so there's that.
Hey, man, look, donuts.
Donuts, yeah. Well,
man, donuts.
I sit in this chair all day. This is what I do.
Yeah, same here. And I've got the diabetes. I got the diabetes. And I've gotten on top of it to where I've got my glucose down. My last A1C was last month, and it was down to 7, which is almost normal.
Yeah.
But it's back up again right now because of Christmas.
There are so many artists. We have that sedentary lifestyle. Not Graham Nolan. Not Graham. That dude's.
Graham, Bonk too, dude. Bonk and Rich and Graham are fucking bodybuilders, dude. And they are beefy as hell, and they are their own models. They don't have anybody pose for them. They pose for their own shit because they look that good.
Yeah, I hate them now.
I suspect they also pose as the girls.
They also pose as the girls.
Don't tell Graham or Bonk that I said that.
Hopefully they don't see this then.
I'll mention it to him and play a clip. I go, hey, man, did you see Gerry said this about you? Oh, wait, that's me.
Thanks, Penny. I appreciate that. And thanks again for having me.
You bet, man. Look, I'm a Catholic, but I'm what you refer to as an agnostic Catholic. Mm-hmm. But I pray every day. I pray every night, and it's practice. It's like I hope one day I get my faith back. I lost it back in the 2000s when my daughter got kidnapped, and when that happened, I lost my faith.
I'll have to share with you sometime when we have time what happened to me.
I would love to talk to you. Just one.
I went there, bro. I went there. I can smell it. I can smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taste it.
I mean, HOJO was telling me what happened.
I remember, yeah.
And I love stories like that. And I do believe, but I don't believe the way I used to.
Yeah.
With just just open faith. What it is now is my science took over, and I believe, yes, we have a maker, and I believe he is the one that I pray to. But I don't think it's what we think he is, as far as the way he's represented in the different, tellings of the Bible, from the Torah, the Quran, to, of course, our Bible, which I still read. By the way, have you ever read the Jeffersonian Bible?
No.
Oh, you got to get a copy of that, dude. You really do. When I was still working with my faith, I love the Jeffersonian Bible because all it focused on is what Jesus said. And that's all it's. Don't worry about what other guys said. Worry about what Jesus said. I love that. That was what Thomas Jefferson was talking about. That's why he did the Jeffersonian Bible. So if you want to focus on what Jesus said, here you go. And he put out his own Bible. I'm like, that's amazing. He didn't change anything. He just focused on what or as we call it, if you grew up on the red print like I did, just the red print,
red letters,
the red letters. Read those. Yeah. That'll get you into heaven.
Yep.
All right, brother. You take care of yourself. Thanks for dropping in, man.
It's
Love you, man.
Right,
and I'm so grateful to have you in my life now.
I appreciate it. Really am. Thank you. Yeah. Same. We'll see you.
Take care, my friend. God, he's a good guest. I like him. Very likable dude.
Yes, and man, his story of recovery, and it's not an easy one.
It's amazing. It's amazing what he went through. What an incredible story this guy has. He really does. Hey, I think Fort Cal is here.
Yes, but before you acknowledge the newcomers, let me play the video.
Yes, it's about time.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Inc. graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
That's I like that song. It's one of the free songs available through YouTube Studios. And it's got my ear. I'm like, I'm going to put that in there. I do like it. In fact, we use some of his music on other stuff on our channel. It's like, I love his compositions. Steven, don't you, I saw that. Put that back up. Don't you upload shorts to YouTube anymore? He's not doing a lot anymore. Are you, Steven?
No, he's dedicating himself to Rumble.
You're not doing anything on YouTube?
I think he's away.
No. He's there. We're just going to wait. I'm comfortable with silence.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I upload content once in a while, but it's Rumble, Kick. I'll do Twitch. I'll do Odyssey once in a while. I'll just keep different platforms, but YouTube and people are good. The platform is not. That's my opinion. I just don't.
Well, YouTube's a problem. It is a problem.
A very big problem.
Is
sorry about that.
Polly still here? Who may have left? He just probably popped in and out. Polly. Don't forget, guys, I will be on Culture Casino tonight in an hour after our show. Looking forward to hanging out with Culture tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Good dude. He's a good guy, man. I swear by him and Valiant Renegade when it comes to news and information. I'm very excited also that next week we've got our good friend Cameron Pasha is going to be rejoining us on the channel. Going to be checking in, see how he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And Gerry, get a haircut, you hippie? No. No. My girlfriend demands that I stay long-haired. She likes my long hair. She says that she will break up with me if I cut my hair short. Why? Because just like our good friend Deleted Scenes, I look like an old lady with short hair, like an old lesbian. I'm kind of getting used to the Gerry with an A. I'm kind of getting used to it.
You mean the G-A-Y?
Yeah, Garry. Yeah,
G-A-Y.
Why? Yeah, because I know that's your dream. You fantasize about it.
Yeah,
let me play.
Sorry.
What, Martin?
Let me play this for Tim, who has been asking me.
Oh, yeah.
By what name are you known? There are some who call me Tim.
Tim?
Gerry, by the way, can you kiss my ass?
I'll give you guys another sneak peek at the G.I. Joe cover. I was never happy. You guys know that. I've said it before. With what IDW did with the colorist they hired was terrible. And so I've gone back in and I'm working on it. I'm also cleaning up my own inks on it because I was rushed to get this to him. So I'm redrawing some more stuff on there and going to fix that. And then I will have the final version of it. And I wanted to put lights over here by the 99 and then light the bridge and con area of the tower. And of course, if you're in a naval vessel, you know, inside at night, it's red lights. So I work with a 62-year-old lesbian. They do have that haircut. Yeah. I went and I bought dinner for Scott and me last night. I went to Pizza Hut and I had one of those deliver the pizza to me through the window. Because at first I thought it was a guy, and then I went, "Oh, you are not a guy." You know, the kind that wear Birkenstocks and the what do they call them? The shorts, khaki shorts, like wearing khaki shorts. I remember Jason Pancookie, and I'm eventually going to get him on this show. Jason and I go back 30 some years, just good friends. He was my editor when I worked for Octopus Magazine as a writer. And we just have always been close. We both love film. He publishes a magazine called Microfilm, which gets into the indie circuit, especially in Illinois. And I've been trying to get him on here for a while, but he and I went drinking at this place downtown Urbana, Champaign, Urbana. I can't remember if it was Champaign or Urbana because the line is really not clear. But we're in this pub and we notice, and it's one of those ones that has the bowl of peanuts in the shell and there's crushed shells all over the floor, like an old Western bar. And we're looking around and we notice that there are no guys in the bar tonight. And we were getting a lot of dirty looks, him and me sitting over in this little corner. And then we realized, oh, it's ladies' night. There's not supposed to be any guys there. It's for the gay community. And, but we didn't leave. We still stayed there. Because beer, they had Guinness on tap, man. Like, where else are we going to go in Champaign, Urbana that has Guinness on tap? Sorry, it's the only place. Love that place. But definitely, agreed, D. Bud Martin. I don't like the spelling with an A. You can't make everybody happy. You just can't. So, I found out yesterday that my friend is having a GoFundMe to raise money. Yeah. And if what she has said in the GoFundMe page, people, not her, need to go. Oh, okay. Share the link with me privately on Twitter. I'll go check it out. Look, dude, right here in Springfield, we have a place called Martha's Vineyard. I've never been hit on. I mean, they kind of like address you and you go, no, I'm straight. And then they leave you alone. One of the most fun places I've ever been to, Martha's Vineyard. I mean, I've never been in a bar in my life where people got up on tables and started dancing because they were having so much fun. Crazy. And I'll stick by my statement that nobody throws a party like a gay man. Best parties I've ever been to were hosted by my gay friends. I shit you not. Amazing parties. So, but anyway, any thoughts on this week? Because we got David Soul. We lost him today. And that breaks my heart because I just thought that guy was going to live forever. Him and I just forgot his name that played Starsky. They stayed best friends all these years. In fact, when he started having medical problems, it was the guy that played Starsky that was there for him, helping him out.
What did he die of?
I haven't looked yet. I don't want to know yet. I'm assuming it was probably congestive heart failure or something like that because he was having a lot of medical problems, and CHF is like a common problem with someone with the medical problems he was having because he was having the swelling in the lower joints and shit.
Yeah.
Well, this week?
Walk. What's that?
Today, man.
Today.
Oh, today? Cool. No, you're saying about this week? I'm just waiting for more names. That's all I'm going to leave it at.
Well, they released another one today, and none of the names that have been made public have been arrested. Not one. It's like, what's going on, man? What's up with our justice system? What's up with the FBI and the DOJ?
They're still working on Trump. They got to take time, Gary. Come on down.
I don't know.
He had cancer. Oh man, yeah, cancer.
Oh, I don't know about today's list, but the list that was previously released, it isn't a client list. So there's that. We are never going to see the client list.
I have a quick phrase.
Hello, my name is Stephen Hawking. Shut the fuck up.
Did you see?
Yeah, I know.
The image from Family Guy. Did you see that?
Yes. Where
my Peter God. Peter and is it Quagmire or was it Cleveland? And they're in the forklift and they're holding up Joe. They said this is Bill Clinton and the guy from Microsoft taking
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates taking the science guy, Stephen Hawking, to Epstein Island, and I'm like, oh my god, that's fucked up.
I do like that the first part that was released was focusing on a candidate, but we still haven't heard about another candidate if their name is on that. So I'm waiting to see on that one because it is that year of political intrigue. I'll say it without getting into politics.
Well, people keep wanting to say something about Trump, and it's like
that's the one.
Trump never, he never partook in that stuff. He kicked Epstein off of his own estate, and on top of that, he is the only person of power that the person that was representing the victims came forward and said, Trump is the only person of power who helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Only person of power.
Yeah.
So people say what you fucking want. We know better.
This year's going to be a roller coaster.
Oh yeah,
Stephen, I loved naked midgets hawking. What the fuck is that?
Can we all hope the Jimmy Kimmel show dies at least this year, please?
That guy is such an asshole. I've called it out years ago that he was an asshole.
His manhood left with the Man Show. I'm sorry.
It did. It really did. He became a whole different person, and not a good one. Not a good one. His old partner, though, on the other hand, man, he impresses me. No, his former partner from the Man Show.
Sorry.
I didn't even know. I don't get the joke.
The chef was the one that was caught on the. Never mind.
No, explain that to me. I don't know.
Okay.
Without getting too much into it, his chef was on a list. Let's just say that.
No. No. His best friend and business associated, they have a one or two restaurant together, was Epstein's chef.
Chef?
Chef.
Yeah, the chef. Okay. Whatever you call it. Fuck off.
Yeah. Did you see Stephen Yoon backed out of playing Sentry on the Thunderbolts?
Oh yeah.
No, I did see that. Yeah, yeah. That's some news right there because you brought it up in the chat last night. And I went and I looked at it and went, holy shit.
Yeah.
You really did.
Who backed out?
Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
They had him. They were going to have him play Sentry. They were going to have an Asian guy playing a blonde-haired guy, but that's the way it works.
Asian blonde. It's happened. I've seen the boy bands.
Yeah. But so no, he backed out. He cited scheduling problems, but he still wants to do a Marvel movie.
Yeah. I like Stephen Yeun.
I think he got into the script changes and
Invincible.
Yes,
he does a good job.
I am so excited though. In 2026, I can't wait for the documentary known as Feminist Wars. I mean Star Wars. That's what I'm waiting for. So, yeah.
And
every stormtrooper wears lipstick, and every lightsaber is a tampon.
I think the character I created, Lesbos, Queen of the Universe, this is the prime time to bring her back.
I think Debbie does. Star Wars needs to be brought back.
Well, and the Ayer cut is dead.
Yeah,
for real
Stephen Ayers,
and forever.
They had a problem with Warner Brothers, and he basically walked out and said, "No, it's done."
Does anyone else actually sit through Rebel Moon yet and enjoy it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Hey, John,
we have a premiere in March, is it? Because you were the one who told me, John.
Yeah, part
the new
2.
Season. Part 2 starts in March, right?
No, April.
April.
Yeah. Okay, April. That's when Penny.
No.
April Vox Machina. Vox Machina doesn't have a start date yet.
Oh, I thought we had a start date. I thought you brought that up a few weeks back.
Oh.
No, that's Vox Machina doesn't have an official start date yet. It was supposed to start sometime in the spring. That's all I know.
All right, The Legend of Vox Machina. I'm over on Wargamer. If you've never been there, wargamer.com. We cover the facts and the theories about The Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 release date, plus any other news in Critical Role series. The Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 was announced just a few months before Season 2 aired on Amazon Prime Video. Avid fans of the Critical Role animated series will be keeping an eye out for the news of Legend Vox Machina Season 3 release date. And so are we. We all gathered in blah, 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 blah. If you're a big critter, we got plenty of Dungeons and Dragons. I don't care about that.
If it runs like everything else is run with Vox Machina, what it is before we get we'll get the trailer with the release date, and then it'll be about a month before the show starts.
Well, all I know is January was when the last season started, so you would think they would be trying to stay on a schedule. I don't know.
Well, we've had some things like a writer strike and stuff occur.
Man,
yeah.
So we got things pushed back a lot in places.
By the way, we have 4 breaches.
Are you wearing 4 breeches?
I think he's complaining about his IBS again.
Oh my fucking god!
No,
irritable bowel syndrome. Gotcha.
He's talking about his dogs. He's got 4 bitches.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Did you put peanut butter anywhere weird?
I'm sorry, Martin. I couldn't help it.
Martin is like exasperated somehow. What? I thought Martin was the most tolerant among us.
He meant breeches.
I wear breeches.
Come on,
I'm sorry we brought it. I'm sorry
I've got my breeches on.
Address the chats. They are started, so you can go through them.
I have a question. Do you use crunchy or smooth?
What do you say?
Do you use crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
The fuck are you talking about?
He said you have the problem with the 4 dogs. Do you use crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Jesus Christ! I'm trapped with a herd of perverts here.
Well, you have a peanut allergy. What do you use instead? Nutella?
Like, why does your penis smell like peanut butter?
Why is there marshmallow spread?
Oh my God, we're horrible human beings. By the way,
Major, you scary.
Damn.
Not that much.
We are going to be doing Quigley Down Under tomorrow. We got a special guest joining us tomorrow. Red Shirt is going to be joining us because he's a big fan of that film. And just another Red Shirt. It's going to be fun talking about it because I just introduced Anima to this movie and she was just like in love with the movie. It's a great film.
That's
then on Monday, once again, these are all films that are related to Vindicated because there are elements of Quigley Down Under that are in Vindicated. Same thing with Tombstone. I'm going to do Tombstone because Tombstone there's actually a scene in Vindicated Inc. that is an homage to a scene from Tombstone.
When are we doing Tombstone?
I'm going to be doing it soon. I'm going to be creating that. I'm trying to create shows, no matter how Martin feels about it. I know how he feels about it. Suddenly creating new shows. The fact is I got to focus on shows that are related to, my book. And this is one way of promoting the book where I feel comfortable talking about my book. Culture Casino is going to be in 90 minutes. I'll be on there talking to him. It's going to be fun. I love Culture. We're going to be comparing who has longer hair. He does. He wins.
Ask him about his weave.
Tell him to stop tucking in the shirt.
I'll ask him. I'll mix that up and go. Fat Steven Seagal said something about gaffing. That you
that's what I said. Yeah, and then you can tell him about your favorite docking moments.
Tuck something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, stop Dylan Mulvaney your shirt. Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fun interview. I have a lot of respect and admiration for Culture Casino, him and Valiant Renegade. Because when I want to know what's going on in the industry, they're two guys I always go to. And of course, those guys are involved with WDW Pro. They both are connected with Doomcock. There's all this connectivity.
You don't say.
Shut up.
I
know you work for WDW.
I work for both of them.
I'm proud of you, man. I love your logos with them. I love all the new graphics work. I remember back when you sucked. And I'm like, it's so good to see how far.
Yeah, I'm
saying this with respect because he did kind of suck in the beginning. But man, you've come a long way, dude. You really do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man.
I like pros doing one. Actually, I do.
I'm going to be doing a lot more shows. I'm going to be next Friday. I'm going to be doing the Friday nights show. And with I forgot his name already. Where is it at? I'm terrible with names. I'm trying to also
especially
with Toxic Man Flu. Mad Ruth, that's it. Mad Ruth. He's a really cool dude. I don't know if you know his channel or not. Let me see if I can show it. He's also a comic creator. And I just dig him. Here we go. Present, share, screen. There we go. This guy right here. Oh, that's right. You don't have an automatic. So I got to edit. There we go. This guy's channel. I'm going to be on there next Friday night. I think it's at 9:00 Central Time. I'll be joining him. And I'll be on there with some other guys that do comics and very salty dudes, apparently, so I'll fit in. Former military. That's cool artwork right there. Look at that. I love these animatics that they're doing. This is really good. I'm going to get a hold of this Pedro guy. See if I can get him. Oh my God, Culture Casino. Really? That's Mad Ruth's channel. If you guys want to watch the episode when I'm on there, it'll be next Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time, I do believe. Double check because he will be posting it in advance. But that's his channel. Go subscribe to it and check him out. Check out some of his shows. He talks about comics, man. He's a comics guy. And people don't know that about me, that I can actually talk about comics. It's not just movies and TV. I know a little bit about comics because I grew up on the damn thing. Are you talking about Sundowner Syndrome? Is that what you're talking about, Penny? Or what are we talking about there? I missed something.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in nursing and I worked in a nursing home, and I specifically specialize in working with Alzheimer units. And sundowner syndrome is real. The minute the sun goes down, they get wackadoodle. And if you get a full moon, even worse. Even worse. I remember there was this one lady. You couldn't leave a soda can or any kind of like a can that you popped open to drink out of, like a V8 or any of that around. And one day, it was like 2:00 in the morning. She's just up, wandering the hall in her wheelchair. And she had gotten a hold of one of those V8 cans. The reason why you weren't allowed to leave them down was because she would try to pee in them. And she's going down the hallway yelling full voice, "I can't get my clit in the can. I can't get my clit in the can."
Okay.
I don't care if it bothers you, man. I had to live it.
I will say
you're only hearing about it. I lived it.
I will say one thing. I am actually fascinated with the amount of people that had Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie content already going.
Oh, crazy!
There is a horror game. There's a horror game coming out where you go and defeat a mutated rat infestation, and they have a Steamboat Willie coming out of nowhere. That's the reason that the infection is going on.
Destination 88.
Is that the name of it?
I don't think it's that one, is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Let me look it up real quick.
I just saw the trailer today. I'm like insane, and yeah, Mickey Mouse is everywhere. And then YouTube's still getting caught. Well, people are still getting hit with copyright hits with that, and they don't realize, hey, it's public domain. The Steamboat Willie one.
Okay, I got it, Tim. He sent me the link. Let me go check this out real quick.
Maybe it's not just. It's something 88.
Please help me get my son back. Hello, my name is Chloe Starr. In March of this year, my 7-year-old son was taken from me. He needs an editor. My son never was in danger in my home. He always was a happy boy. In 2021, I noticed aggressive and sexual behavior every time my son came back from visitations with his father. And we're getting into some murky territory. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that because I'm going to tell you this is why I won't get involved with that, Tim. One thing I learned about custody fights, they will say shit about you that you never imagined somebody would say about you. And I was warned that before I went into my custody fight.
Infestation,
I had shit like that. I had shit like that said about me in court. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I proved it wasn't true. I got sole custody of my daughter, but that shit leaves a scar. And so I just never involved myself in that stuff. That's too murky and muddy for me to get involved with, buddy. I just won't do it. God bless her. I hope that all the truth comes to the surface. That's all I hope, that the truth comes to the surface. And whoever is the better parent prevails. There's no winning in a custody fight. People go, I won. No, you didn't. You were awarded custody. There's a difference. There is no winning.
The kid's always
there is no winning. Yeah, exactly. Because that kid is going through hell too. And that's why I was so forgiving with my ex's family, because it wasn't about me. It was about my daughter. So I was told I shouldn't, but I allowed visitation with them. So it's all about the kid. It's nothing about you or your fucking ego. What do we got here, Steven?
Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. This is actually it.
It's called Infestation 88, not Destination 88. I was close.
Hey there. Thanks for coming out. We've got a bit of an infestation here at the storage facility.
So is this anything like Five Nights at Freddy's?
I thought it was just rodents, but
no, not that I know.
These nests, they're everywhere. We tried to take care of it ourselves, but things have escalated.
I saw this morning and I couldn't stop laughing.
Helpless before.
Steamboat Willie, okay.
It looks like fear.
Yeah, so they're going all over the place. Now you're seeing mouse, everything. This looks just hilarious.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
That's cool. I like it. So, I did see today that Julia Garner is set to headline Lee Whannell's Wolfman alongside Christopher Abbott with the Blumhouse Universal movie set for open on October 25th. I like her as an actor. She's really good. She was in Ozark. She's a little country girl. I think she's actually English in real life. But I just don't know how I feel about Blumhouse, man, because their Invisible Man movie was garbage. People are like, it was really good. I love that twist at the end. You understand that twist at the end required you to jump through some hoops to work, right? The logic behind it. You had to, he had to be sitting exactly in that position, holding his utensils exactly the way he's holding them, the way he's everything. It's like, that's just too much for me. That's too much. It's something that sounds nifty in the idea department, but then when the writers get a hold of it, real writers, they go, this is kind of problematic. You can't really. And then they made the movie around it, and I'm like, and I was very displeased with it. It's not the Invisible Man. It's not the Invisible Man. H.G. Wells was turning over in his grave when that movie got released, using the title of his book. And I'm not looking forward to this Wolfman film. I'm really not. I'm sure they'll find a way to make it not Wolfman and turn it in some feminine, fourth wave feminist fucking statement. Yeah. I'm sure. I know some of my friends really like Blumhouse. I do not. I think Jason Blumhouse is a cuck. He's a fucking piece of shit. Typical Hollywood male feminist, which is, you can't be a feminist and a man. This is dumb.
Like what's going on all over the world protecting Charmin, saying you just don't like because it's the first female in Star Wars. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's people that say that are just show how stupid they are. It's just like, I don't even respond to them when they say that. It's like, okay, I'm just going to let you look stupid and not even respond to you.
Mm-hmm.
This is all Kathleen Kennedy going, I'm going to destroy Star Wars. If I can't have it, you can't have it.
Yep.
That's why I just turn on Space Amazon and enjoy a few hours of Lethal Company.
We still get some really good stuff now and again. I don't know if you saw that new Ballers film. I laughed my ass off at that movie.
No,
the one put out by Ben Shapiro. It's funny. It's actually really funny.
Oh, Lady Ballers?
Lady Ballers, yeah.
For me, it's just been anime, and I'm going back through DS9 again.
DS9. I enjoyed the first season, and I enjoyed the last two seasons.
No, I think the first three seasons were kind of meh, and when it started with the Klingon War and the Jem'Hadar.
Well, the first season is when they're starting, and so I liked it. And there were connections to the Borg and all that shit, and I was curious what it was, so I enjoyed it. Once we got to season 2, that's how I felt with season 2. Meh. Then I just quit watching it altogether. And then Keith told me, go back and watch the last 2 seasons. I did. And I'm like, that was really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought it back around there at the end. And we got to see Sisko be a captain. And we got to see him be the baddest captain ever in Star Trek when he threatened to completely wipe out a species and was gonna do it. There was no doubt. I had no doubt he was ready to push that button. Even Worf was like, what? The look on Worf's face, because he's over on the weapons console, and he's like, wait, what? You're willing to what? That was great. Let me go look real quick, because I just watched a movie this morning that I really liked. Everybody told me to go check it out, so I did, and it's called Gran Turismo.
Oh,
and
yeah.
What a great movie.
It's based on a true story.
Yes, the two main characters other than him, his coach and the guy who set the whole thing up, are loosely based on real people. They didn't do some of those things that we're talking about in the movie. But I really liked it. It was great writing. He also is not the first of the GT Academy that won.
No.
It's a misnomer. people that think he was the first. No. But he went further before anybody else. But because he went to Le Mans, man. He pushed it, and it's so impressive. Because I played Gran Turismo, and I'm telling you, it was one of the most realistic things I'd ever played. But it was a bitch if you don't have the steering wheel. That's all I got to say about that. When you're trying to use a controller, it's too hard. I also watched Roseanne Barr's new Fox Nation live show. It was okay. It almost felt like she was confused where she was at times while she was standing up there, but it was still, you still see the old Roseanne Barr there. She was funny. Reacher has been great this season. Better season than season 1.
There's a couple of things I'm looking forward to this year.
Bricklayer is a new one I want to check out.
3 Body Problem, based on the Chinese novel.
Yes. You and I have talked about this before, and Brian. The three of us have talked about this. I'm very excited about seeing this because they did was it a Korean version of it or Japanese version or Chinese? It was Chinese. Wasn't it?
Yes, Chinese. Yeah.
And it was still pretty good. But I want to see this new take on it and see how good it is. The Bricklayer is a new film with what is his name from Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, or Dark Knight, The Dark Knight.
You're talking about Neil
Aaron Eckhart.
Aaron
Eckhart. He played Two-Face, Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
He's got the new movie, The Bricklayer, which is he's a CIA assassin. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm hoping it's going to be good.
Well, there's the Fallout series coming out in April.
Oh man!
Like based on the actual game.
Yep.
I haven't heard anything good about it.
Well, I'm going to give it a chance. I mean, it looks amazing.
I have not seen the latest episodes yet, but episode 1, Anima and I watched. Percy Jackson was really good. I was impressed with it. Let's see.
There's this movie called Poor Little Thing with Emma Stone.
I'm keeping up with Monarch, by the way. I think they kind of derailed a bit, and it got a little.
Yeah, it's not consistent.
Well, they did, but they've gotten back on track the last.
Yeah, it's back on track, and I watched last night's episode. I was very pleased.
I haven't watched last night's episode. I'm
very pleased.
I'm caught up, except for last night's episode or tonight's episode.
The black girl runs into one of those creatures with wood and shit on its back, like they showed in the animated series.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And she's like, it just comes over and sniffs her, snorts at her, and then kind of wanders off. And then a few seconds later, turns around and starts ramming speed at her. And it's like, holy shit. I'm not going to tell you what happens. Just, that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I have this theory that Keiko is alive.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. Watch episode 5 to find out. Because you do find out. Animal Control is got a new season coming out. I'm looking forward to that. The first 2 episodes not very good of season 1.
I didn't like it,
but episode 3 on was good, and they seem to get their head out of their ass with the comedy. So I was very pleased with it.
Next month, Apple has a show coming out called Constellation. It's a space-based mystery.
Nice.
This woman goes to space and she comes back and she realizes that parts of her memory and her life is missing. She remembers stuff that's not true anymore.
Oh, that's very Philip K. Dickian. I like
yes,
that.
it is. Yeah.
By the way,
are these my memories? One of my favorite moments was in one of the books I read of Philip K. Dick. I can't remember the name of it right now. I always forget the title. Where this guy, and it starts when he goes into the bathroom and he goes to pull a chain, but there's no chain. There's a switch in the bathroom. And it's like, but I remember a chain. Why do I remember a chain? And it leads to him questioning everything. Philip K. Dick's mental illness played such a luscious tool for him to use for his writing. Yeah. Archie is a great miniseries. If you haven't watched it yet, it's the story of the man who would become Cary Grant, the story of Archie Leach becoming Cary Grant and his life as Cary Grant. It focuses primarily on his childhood and his relationship with Diane Cannon, but it's really good. I recommend that miniseries. It's very, very good. Just finished watching it. By the way, I'm going to be introducing Anima to Rustler's Rhapsody and Caveman soon.
Oh, Caveman's good.
Oh my God, yeah.
Do we have a
Zug
for Hello Tomorrow new season?
I don't think it's getting a new season.
Oh,
yeah, because it was basically Fallout, and I don't think it did very well. I think it did get canceled. Slow Horses is a show that's outstanding, and they're already on their third season. I think they're on third season. Let me double check real quick.
They are doing a series based on Murderbot on Apple.
Look, you heard me say this, John.
Yeah, Apple
is really pushing the envelope. Not always good, but they're pushing the envelope for quality, and they are outshining Disney, Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon. In my opinion, they're putting out better quality projects regularly, better than the others are. I'm impressed with Apple. Let's see. What else did I check out? The latest season of Rick and Morty, it was okay. Not great. I'm looking forward to see the new movie with Pierce Brosnan called Fast Charlie. Let's see.
Is that the one where he's the old guy that goes to the D-Day celebration?
No. But I've got that, and I'm planning to watch both of them. I'm going to watch both films back to back. The one with Michael Caine and the one with Pierce Brosnan. I want to watch them back to back to see which one's better. In the Land of Saints and Sinners is one of my favorite films of the year. I didn't mention it, and I should have for 2023. It stars Liam Neeson and his best friend in real life. I just forgot his name. Irish actor. Oh my God, what the fuck is his name? Let me look it up real quick. Oh wait, I can open it here. Open image in new tab. There's the poster. Oh, we can't read the small print. Syrian Hine, or Kirian Hine, as some people would say. Kirian's in it, and the kid that was the king in Game of Thrones is grown up now, and he returned to acting.
He quit acting for
he
a long
returned
time
to acting in this movie.
Okay,
he is so good in this film. He really is. He's a complete twat, but a twat that you love.
There's a movie coming out with Robert Pattinson that I actually want to see.
What is that one?
The second part of the Batman?
No.
Oh, yes.
What is it? I didn't hear.
Mickey 17. It's based on a book called Mickey 7, and it's directed by Bong Joon-ho, who did.
Oh, I know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Train to Busan and
yeah,
Parasite.
I like his work, man. That's fantastic. By the way, a silly movie, absolutely silly. A movie worth your time. The Family Plan with Mark Wahlberg and what is her name? She's so gorgeous. Michelle Monaghan. God, she's gorgeous. Really good film. Series I was very disappointed with was Lawman Bass Reeves. It was really good all the way up to episode 5, and then episode 5 it derailed and became there was no truth to any of it after that. It was just garbage. They said fuck history. Let's see what else. Oh, the new Monk movie. Watched it. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to see him come back. I liked the new season of Frasier. I felt it was more silly than usual, but I'm hoping season 2 will bring some of the serious stuff too. Because what made Frasier and Cheers so great was that there would be a comedy in there, but you'd also find drama in there, personal stuff, people dying, death, end of relationships, heartbreaking stuff in the middle of the comedy. New season of Surreal Estate, fantastic. Let's see what else has been really good this year. Over the last year, I should say. Not interested in it, but I tried to watch The Artful Dodger. I'm going to try again. I got 5 minutes into it, and I said I've got other things to do. But it looks like they put some effort into it, so I'm going to try. Also, the movie with Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman has been turned into a series with additional footage. You know the one I'm talking about, The Faraway Downs is the name of the show. I forget the name of the movie. But it was a movie about Australia during World War II. And they've turned it into a miniseries with, like I said, additional footage. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, see if it's any good. Very disappointed with Julia, the story about what's her name? The British chef, TV personality. I thought it was going to be better. No. I was also disappointed with Murder at the End of the World. Loved the new season of Lazarus Project. Very good. I like that show. Let's see. What else was new that... Invincible. The new season of Invincible. Outstanding. Well, I don't think we're even through it yet. Do we still have another episode left?
Yes. Apparently, we're going to be 8 episodes.
8 episodes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that because it's been really good so far. Wrexham was really good. I liked Wrexham. I hope they get a second season. I know they lost money, but I'm hoping that they the studio didn't lose money. Mac and Ryan Reynolds lost money. So I'm hoping that they still do another season. Loved it. I have not watched the Santa Clauses. I don't know if it's any good or not. I'm just not interested in that. I don't know why. Just not. Very disappointed with the Arnold miniseries, but very happy with the Sylvester Stallone miniseries documentary. The Arnold one was good through episode 1 and 2, but then it went off the rails and got political, and I was like, I'm out. Bosch Legacy is fantastic. Love that show. Let's see what other good shows. I got disappointed with For All Mankind. This season is a real stinker of a season. Not pleased with it.
Yeah, it's not as good as the other 3 seasons have. I'm not enjoying it like I normally do. That's why I haven't been talking about it that much.
Well, I just stopped watching altogether. I'm like, after 2 episodes, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm still watching, but
I can't. I got
a high tolerance for pain.
Once I get disappointed, I kind of walk away from things, and then somebody will go, "You need to go back because the last 2 episodes," and then I'll go, "Okay." Then I go back. Let's see. Anything else new? There was a new documentary series. It was really good, based off of the recordings, the actual audio recordings of interviews and such, where they had actors reenacting, lip syncing to the audio recordings of the Enfield poltergeist incident, and it's really good. Let's see. It's the same story that was used in The Conjuring 2. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I've not watched the new season of 30 Monedas or 30 Coins. I liked the first season, except for the last episode. I was very disappointed with the final episode. And so I've got it listed and I'm going to watch it. So I will finish it. It's on HBO Max.
I know that pile of crap, The Acolyte's supposed to come out, and I have no interest in seeing that. Although there is a Star Wars series I am looking forward to, just giving it a try, and that's Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Right. I heard the same thing. Now, Lincoln Lawyer, absolutely fantastic season in 2023. Great show. Season 2 is even better than season 1, in my opinion. The movie that came out on Netflix that I thought was going to be very just the goofy, weird social identity crap, called Old Dads with Bill Burr. I thought it was going to be much better than it was, and it ended up being not very good. I was very disappointed with that movie. Let's see. Any other new shows? Suburban Screams, for the most part, was pretty good. One episode, it annoyed me because they just threw history out the window. Fuck history. I'm looking forward to the next season of Creepshow. I've been enjoying them so far.
I haven't. That's like, I don't want to get, I hate watching remakes.
Well, Creepshow is not a remake. It's an ongoing series, anthological series. This is an anthology.
Yeah. Well, are they just continuing the seasons from back in the day?
No, it's a different show. That's not. No, you're thinking of the old Crypt Keeper guy. No, this is different.
Tales from the Crypt.
Creepshow.
No, Creepshows were movies. That's right. Yeah,
they did 3 movies. and they've created a whole new show, and I'm enjoying it for the most part. A couple episodes flopped with me, but overall I did like it. I love the Kane Mutiny readaptation because they did this. It's basically the stage play. It's not the Bogart film. This is actually all about the trial, and that's what the original book and play was. But then when they made the movie, they actually show you the first act going into the second act is what happened on the ship. You actually get to see it, and that's not what happens in the original play or in this version. Dale Dye's in it. You know, my boss is in it, so I loved it for that reason. It's also one of the last films with Riddick that we lost last year.
Yeah.
Lance
Riddick. Yeah.
Yep. And looking to see if there's any other new shows. I found the show Crime, the Scottish TV series, season 1 great, season 2 garbage, absolute garbage.
There's a new season of True Detective coming out.
I don't know how to feel about it. I'm going to wait. Hold my feelings.
Part of me's like, I might want to check this one out because it's supposed to have like an X-Files thing going on.
Well, the thing that made the first season so good was you were wondering if there was something mystical going on.
Yeah.
But then you find out, no, it's just a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah.
And they got to kill them. And they do. They do kill them. Looking to see. Breeders they derailed that show. First few seasons of that show, it was 4 seasons. Season 1 through 3, pretty good. Season 4 lost their fucking minds. They did a huge time jump where the kids are now grown up, and it's just like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't watch shows like that. That's just not my thing.
Let's see. And that's pretty much all I'm seeing for new stuff.
There's a season 2 of Ark coming out. The Ark.
What's that about?
Oh, yeah. It's like how was that 70s sci-fi show with Keir Duella in a spaceship?
Yeah, it's
the same thing.
It's
Keir Duella. You mean Keir Duella?
It's a generational ship. It's about a generational ship. And
okay. All right.
Starlost. It was the name of her.
Yeah, the Starlost. The something else. Arcane, the animated series based on.
We got a new season coming out.
Yeah, new season Arcane coming out too.
Looking forward to that. I like that show. I think it's very well done.
I don't like Legends of Lore, but Arcane was.
From what I understand, is they were fixated with that. What's his name? John Filoni was fixated with that show, and that's what the Acolyte is all about: is ripping off from that show, the Arcane.
Skeleton Crew looks like it's probably ripping off from Warframe.
That'll be interesting. But
well, I'm willing to give it a chance because it looks interesting, and I like the way it looks. So I'll give it a chance.
I'm always willing to give someone a chance, at least through the trailer. Once I see the trailer, it really tells you a lot, and I always trust trailers to tell me whether it's going to be a stinker or not. And because there was one that came out in the last few months that I was like, I'm not going to watch that. It looks like garbage. It was
based on the trailer. Shows. I'm all in on Fallout because I'm a big Fallout fan. I've been playing.
I have not seen that. I'm going to have to go look at Fallout trailer. All right.
The only bit of apprehension I have about it is it's done by Amazon. But Amazon does Reacher, so I mean,
look, he knows he has to do stuff to make money. Fallout trailer. All right, here we go. I'm going to watch it in a minute. I'm going to wrap this up here, guys.
Okay.
We went over by about 20 minutes. I didn't realize how far over we went because I was busy looking at stuff over here. And I went, oh, shit, we went over 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the show. It's good seeing everybody. I'll be on Culture Casino here shortly. Other than that, everybody have a good Friday. Don't forget Friday Night Tights and Friday Night Frolic with Doomcock. So enjoy your Friday.
Next Friday will be my last show.
Last show
for the daytime shows.
Oh, you're not doing daytime anymore?
I'm starting to work on the 16th.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that next Friday will be with the show with Cameron Pasha will be my last.
Is there anybody else that would
show.
like to jump in to do it?
Oh,
well,
I could do the show.
We're gonna do it in the evening.
I love it when both of you talk. Okay, you're gonna do it in the evening. But
Yeah,
we still need a daytime show for people to watch in the morning.
Yeah. Well,
what did you say, Martin?
I could do the show and leave the audience scratching their head. What the hell is he saying?
Yeah, if you want to, go for it. Go for it, man. Give you a chance to have some fun. You can do some gaming.
My communication skills.
We're going to Don. Go Huskies.
Oh.
Go Malamutes. Nonsense. Anyway, everybody have a good Friday. Thanks a lot. And Steven, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you doing anything tonight or this weekend?
Shout out to Silver Fox Gamer for the because before Christmas I won the Rode Podcaster mic, $300 mic, I think. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Tonight is the Rumble on Rumble. I think we're doing a Mario Kart tournament with all the creators. I'll be a part of them, so you can check out the stream. Other than that, I'm usually doing Lethal Company, Once Human, and counting down till Nightingale releases. So same old. Schedules will come back hopefully next week with Script Doctor and everyone else with Minds of Moria and Survive Sundays. Just normal stuff. If you don't see me on Rumble, you see my stuff either on Valiant or Pro.
If you don't see me on Rumble, stop looking.
Okay.
I was doing your voice.
Oh, I know.
Whatever. Fuck you.
It's been fun. Yay.
Yay. It's a lot of nuts. Anyway, Das Wolfen, you're going for another degree. Good luck with that. Martin, all the things you do. Good luck. And by the way, he just had his birthday, so everybody, if you haven't already, wish him a happy birthday this week.
Happy Hanukkah.
And he actually hung out with while we were streaming the other night. That was fun. I was gaming. I like doing that. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And Shinatsky was there. He was gaming with me. And we were kicking butt that night. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's why I want to try and find time at nights to continue the games that I'm working on, because I don't want to leave people hanging before I finish them. So, and I enjoy doing it. It's just I have to work.
You've come out of your shell a lot, and I like that. So, in immortal words of Brian,
that's it. Show's over.
We are out of here. Everybody have a good Friday, and see you tomorrow for Saturday movie fun time as we talk about Quigley Down Under. Ooh, bye guys.